Hello and welcome to Magic Mythal Tomb of Annihilation, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign, episode number 38. We live stream our games nearly every Sunday night starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch, and you can also catch up on weekly sessions as well on YouTube. The link is below. You can follow us and turn on notifications and see when we go live, and you'll never miss an episode. My name is Corey, or Pinwarp2, here on Twitch. I will be running the game as Dungeon Master, and I am joined by my players. Andre, who's playing Aelin, the Aasimar Monk. Liz, playing Archie, Aasimar Wizard. Brad, who's playing Baz, Loxodon Fighter. John, who's playing Jonah, Gnome Artificer. And Sean, who's playing Donaquin, Turtle Druid.
Howdy.
And with that out of the way, we'll jump into our recap. Last time on Magic Mythal, I didn't write a recap again, so this is right off the top of my head.
You son of a...
You know, it's budget season. What are you going to do?
Had to fire the writers.
So, last time you guys we started the session, you guys were in the company of the Children of the Crocodile, an eclectic group of people who led you to a mysterious mud maw, a two-tongued lava-mouthed big black crocodile in a lake who has prophetic visions and images. After witnessing them feeding it a spider boar thing, you heard some strange prophecies to do with some device known as the Soulmonger, and determined that thing was underneath the Forbidden City of Omu. And you saw some visions of it, like, eating souls and shit. With that in mind, you went back to the temple, where you learned that your friend Masika, who had traveled with you to Mezro, was not going to be leaving Mezro with you, instead staying behind to help safeguard the temple, and try to learn more about Mezro's predicament. So you guys left and did some jungle travel, surviving the various heat waves and storms and attacks from cannibals and avoiding some precarious flora and fauna of the jungle. You made your way back to several days to Port Castellar, where you found, much to your dismay, that your ship, the Brazen Pegasus, that you had hired to bring you to Kitcher's Inlet here, had been destroyed in the storm, and upon scouring the beach, you only found a single survivor, the first mate, Jirgar, by the name of Gorthax, who you thankfully were able to bring back from the brink of death.
Well done, team.
Yeah, and so you gathered up some of the bodies. Now late at night, you're settling in to rest here for the night. And then decide your next course of action in the morning. It was like 9 o'clock at night or something by the time you guys had finished burying the bodies and settled into camp, so it's definitely dark. Just a reminder, you did see the frost giant ship off on the horizon, but it seemed to be heading south. I did mark it on your map, the last known location of the frost giant ship. There's a little pin out there. It was on just at the mouth of Kitcher's Inlet, quite far away. You only saw it because of the spyglass, and only then by chance you happened to see it peeking over the horizon.
It is a biggin.
Yep. So yeah, that's where we are. So we'll jump into our session. Here we go. I think you guys, did I apply the rest to you guys or no?
No.
I didn't think so. We didn't actually get to the point where you rested, right? Okay.
Exactly.
All right then. So, is there anything you'd like to do now that it's late at night and you buried the bodies and everything? It's like 9:30. It's completely dark out. Is there anything you'd like to do before settling in and for the night?
Whoa. Eat food?
Sure.
Probably.
We
If
need
we
to
are-
use the jug for water.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think You
I mean,
did-
we could.
Yeah.
We
I think
haven't yet caught up to the day
I
that
think
we exhausted
yeah.
everything we had.
I think we factored that in.
Can you boil seawater to drink? Or is that not a thing? I know you're not supposed to drink normal seawater, but can you boil?
You have to condense it. You want to get rid of the salt. So boiling
Hmm.
it doesn't really it'll kill any disease, but you could boil it, but then you put like a tarp on top, and then the tarp collects the water. That'll be clean.
So you have to like distill it.
Yeah, because you need to get
Yeah,
the salt
you
out
do that
too.
also because that's my saltine water and stuff like that. You can't.
So probably something that would take more than just now.
It would take a more specialized setup and take a lot more effort than it's probably worth. With
I
your current-
believe Jonah could do it, but yeah, maybe sure.
He's just choosing not to.
Yeah,
Just
with all the plastic we have in this day and age.
I've got waxed like wax. I can wax canvas and stuff. Would that work?
I feel like it would just
Yeah.
melt with the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need something that when the steam from the evaporating water
Oh,
comes up, it condenses
steam.
onto
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, that would melt my wax.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
you don't really, like I said, you don't really have the apparatus, or maybe Jonah might have the necessary knowledge. He probably would, actually.
Yeah,
We
we'd have
could
to make a still, like an
make
old
a sheet
fashioned
of
still
glass.
with metal. A
Yeah.
sheet of glass or
Yeah, let me
a cooling
bust out this
tube.
window of pain I've been carrying with us.
Well, no,
Or we
I
could
was
just tip
thinking,
over
like-
this here alchemy jug and get some fresh water.
These is the type of conversations that we have, okay? Around the campfire. What?
I will get 8 gallons of water from the alchemy jug. Use it to refill everyone's water skin. Get all caught up.
Okay, that's
and,
excellent.
and just for bookkeeping purposes, I'm just looking Gorthax, what kind of gear he might
Yeah.
need.
Does he have
Does
he have
any gear
anything?
on?
He
Was he
doesn't.
wearing leather or anything?
Yeah, he's got leather armor, which he still has. It's a little worse for wear, but a few mending spells could probably fix up what little, and just drying it out. So it's still functional.
We could do
He doesn't have any weapons, but he doesn't really need them. He's got, as you saw in that combat against the Sahagin, he does have some magical abilities that he can use, so he doesn't really need any weapons. So yeah, and he'd be fine. He doesn't have any like mundane gear though, is the main thing. He doesn't have a backpack, water skin, or anything like that. But I imagine, given the amount of time you guys spent scouring the beach, that you probably would have been able to find that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we'll say he has
for Donaquin too.
Well,
Like,
Donovan
is there a
has a
couple
back.
He doesn't have water
I
skins.
don't have
and
water
stuff.
skins and stuff like that on us, so I wasn't sure if those would be around at all.
Yeah, I'll
Can we
say, give me somebody give me an investigation check with advantage, and this will determine how much functional.
It's gonna be an Archie move.
You know what I mean? I technically was. I did say I was picking through the wreck quite
Yeah.
while they were off doing their thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Oh,
forget to
God.
look under stuff as I guide you.
Thanks, Jonah. You're
Nice.
you're the your
nice.
cat's
Tw-
the cat's the
25.
champ.
Yeah, you guys are able to find. Give me a D4 plus 2. Just roll a
Modified
D4. You can add 2, man. Like you don't need to. Anyways. Yeah, you find throughout the wreckage you find 6 pieces of usable gear. We'll say that includes a backpack, 4 water skins, and a coil of rope that's useful still. What's his name? Gorthax will take
everything.
everything.
We'll take 4 water skins, a backpack, and a toilet.
I healed you, man.
He'll carry the coil of rope and the backpack, and he'll take
Sure.
if you guys will let him, he'll take 2 of the water skins for himself. Give the other 2 to Donoquin.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would
Yeah.
accept it. Nice.
Perfect.
They're all full of poison. No,
I do want you guys to know that I've peaked with my rolls this session. So.
yeah, this is it. It's all downhill from here.
Don't ask me to do anything.
A 27 investigation and a 6. Yeah, I've done. This is As good as it gets.
Is anybody wounded? No.
Nope.
Oh,
No,
well.
I'm exhausted though.
I must
Yeah.
roll the initiative.
Come say hi.
All right. Give you guys a long rest.
Woohoo!
Which will remove that level of exhaustion. So kind of a what just happened.
I removed it.
Oh. Oh, I didn't. Oh, interesting.
So I applied it to myself.
Oh.
So he was able to. Nice.
Yeah, and if you... Well, no, everybody's full on hit dice. Okay.
Yeah. We're in pretty good shape.
And hey, for those of you who may or may not have seen the stream in the past, I figured out... I was so excited today. I figured out how to have the black on my DM screen so that it...
Nice.
Yeah. It still shows all my
You can't
pins and
cheat.
stuff, but now...
Oh,
yeah.
man. I can't cheat anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Sorry.
That's how I've known where to go this whole time.
I haven't been rolling
No.
navigation. I've just been
man.
going.
I've been just using this highly accurate map.
My favorite kitty. I mean, what?
Yeah. I
Maybe
realized
should
that
be-
there's a button that you can toggle on for player view. So I can toggle it on and off. And that allows me to... So if I want
Nice,
to look
that's
at it,
awesome.
I can just move it off screen for a second, toggle it off, look at it, and then... That way, you know, you big cheaters can't cheat.
I don't. I cover up that one with my Discord so I
Uh-huh.
don't see it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you wake up in the morning. None the worse for wear. I already pre-rolled if there was any encounters tonight, and there wasn't, so...
When did I wake up?
No, it's not Saved by the Bell.
Damn it. I didn't think I was loud enough to be heard. Sorry. In the morning when we wake, I would like to, given my thoughts on our journey back, I'd like to have one more look around, just this port area, like where we found the body with the book and stuff and the yellow banner, that area, just to see if there's any other like skeletons or anything that I can sort of pick off that had been like partially buried and covered or something like that, just to see if I can get an idea of maybe how many Yellow Banner members might have died here. If they're see if there's any other bodies still here. Maybe.
There is there's a pile of charred, rotting corpses off to the side.
Right.
Um,
None of them were wearing a yellow banner. Like they weren't wearing like. I guess I'm trying to like take the picture that was drawn and see if I can connect any other bodies to that could be from the yellow banner. Is sort of my goal.
Yep. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No, there's
So it was
literally the only
one?
one that you even suspect was maybe part of their band was the one you found next to the journal.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the other bodies are just from like the zombies and stuff that came out of the jungle that Aelin burned afterwards with the silver
Yeah.
powder. So there's like
And
this pit.
none
There's
of
this
their-
pit like, you know, a couple 100 feet away from the camp where you drag the bodies and burn them all with the powder.
Right, but like
other than that, there's nothing else.
none of them had anything like.
Oh no, they were
None
all
of them-
ancient bones.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my old bones. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, and there was no actual. Remember, there was no actual bodies buried up in those graves on the bluff either. There was graves
Yeah.
dug, but whether something was supposed to be in there or not, there was no other actual bodies there.
Right, and there was no way to tell how old the graves were at all.
I believe at the time you had looked at them and had determined that they weren't that old. Like they must
Not
have...
a year, or within maybe
Well,
a year, actually.
Exact time. Basically, they weren't ancient. Is all you really know.
Okay.
They weren't like decades old, but whether they were within a year or just over a year, like that's really hard to tell. They just weren't ancient.
Sure. I figure if they were with the other guy, they would have buried them together. So probably maybe so. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Given the supplies and everything left behind and the trampled tents and things, it looks like the company in the Yellow Banner left in a hurry. because they didn't pack up their shit, right? Like one of their people died in
Yeah.
the tent, and the rest of them just took off. It was what it looks like based on what's left here.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And no sign of them Mezro. Maybe they got lost in the jungle. Maybe they ended up in Kirsten Boat.
Who knows?
Who knows? Thanks. I just wanted to double check before we bounced.
Sure. I know what burning question is on your guys' mind.
What's the weather like today?
Well, it is 30 degrees hotter than normal today.
Oh boy,
Jeez.
it's another one of those. It'll kill you if you're outside days.
Yep. And there is light rain, which probably makes it a very uncomfortable sounding day. Because
It's so humid.
it's going to be super humid. Like it's going to be
So
sticky hot with like warm rain drizzling on you throughout the day.
The light rain isn't enough to fill our water skins, right?
I think light rain is
Especially if it's
light
in-
rain is normal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, is it?
So because it's hot, we'd need double, which means we need.
Yeah,
Is that right?
light rain. Well, yeah, heavy rain basically means as long as you have rain catchers, you don't need to worry about water. Light rain. How many rain catchers do you guys have?
3.
You have 3. So light
I
rain is
believe.
1, 2. So that's 6. That's 6
You have a
units
lot.
of water on a light rain day, then, right? Because they do 2 each
Okay.
over the course
And
of
we're
the day.
going to
No,
need-
I thought we had way more than we needed rain stick wise,
Rain stick wise?
or rain catcher.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think last time we were in port, we did buy
Well,
extra.
Why
didn't
can't
we?
why
No,
can't I
I-
remember how this shit works again?
I think they just make a lot. I think they make enough for like
Yeah, 4
one
or
is
6
enough for the
or something.
party, and we have
One,
Yeah.
one
But-
full is 8, I think, isn't it?
A rain catch,
That
yeah,
sounds right.
forms a basin 2 gallons per inch and holds up to 8 gallons. So if you've got
Yeah.
so light rain
Is that half?
is that's 12 gallons with light rain,
12.
or
Okay.
16 or sorry 24 with.
What about
no-
normal rain?
Yeah, is there a middle ground?
There's
6?
no middle ground. There's
Or
two set.
6, 8?
There's either no rain,
Yeah.
light rain, or heavy rain. There's nothing in between.
Should I change the description of the rain stick then?
Sure.
Because to become light rain, it says normal rain.
Mm.
Normal rain is light rain. In Chult, light rain is normal. Anyways, so yeah, so you would have 12 units of water. You have 6
Well,
Well,
times
because
2,
that is
12 plus an extra for anyone in heavy armor, which is Baz. So 13 is the requirement. So the rain catchers will provide all but 1 unit of water for today.
tying into that. Did we have any?
plus Gorthax,
Oh,
so we're
yeah.
short.
Yeah. Do we have
Short
any
3.
restrictions on purified food and drink? The ritual spell.
No. Other than the fact that it
No.
takes a spell slot. Wait, ritual?
It's ritual though. At
Oh.
first I was like, oh, it takes a spell slot. This will be fine. But
It's
then
a
I was like, oh, it's a ritual.
Well,
It'll just take 10 minutes.
But it doesn't create it; it just purifies it, right?
it just purifies
Just
it.
purified.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's the same. Yeah, it's equal to boiling it. So Just
I don't know.
quicker.
Depends on what you're using it for. Are you talking water or?
Yeah, water.
Yeah.
Yeah, to fill our water.
Yeah, because does purify food and water like get salt out of salt water?
Yeah, it's rendered free of poison and disease.
So
So
no, it
you
doesn't.
need to tell me. Okay, so I'm not taking that then.
so we
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
Here's-
Going back to
specifically
heat
it
metal.
it takes parasites and diseases out of the water, but it doesn't make salt water fresh water.
maybe Gorthax will know. The river Oland, does it flow from Lake Luau to the sea, or from the sea to the lake? It goes from the lake to the sea, right? So it
Yeah.
should be freshwater.
Yeah.
The lake to the sea, yes. Probably
So it should be
river
fresh
water is fresh water,
Fresh water.
except when you're like at the mouth and it's kind of a mix.
Right.
Basically, the further up
Okay.
the river you go, the more fresh
So-
it is.
As long as we're by the river, once we start going south, we have access to fresh water. It's just
So long
dirty.
as you purify it, yes, that's correct.
Right. It won't be salt water, was my point.
Yeah. If you're traveling along the river, you don't have to forage for water per
For
se.
water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what our plan was, Sorry, is to go down the river there?
Yes.
I think so.
Which
So,
takes us, like saying, where are we going? So where are we trying
Yeah.
to get to?
okay. So if we're going to Kir Sabal, which we all seem to be in agreement is the next step, because so the way I understand it is that the way to get to Omu is through the Wise Guardian at Oralunga. And we can't just, from what we've been told, we can't just go and talk to that Wise Guardian. There are tests and we potentially need a password. So Masika, when we were in Mezro, told us that we should talk to the Aarakocra at Kir Sabal, which is down the river south of where we currently are. Yeah.
Okay.
So since we're already over here, it seems like maybe we should do that so we don't have to come back around, because we're on no time limit right now anymore. Our guide is dead, our ship is destroyed, and those were the two things that were like giving us
Sure.
a time limit.
How are we getting home?
We don't know.
But we're going to head further into the jungle.
Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, but I think the hope is that we then can link up with River Tariki and then
Oh,
take
man.
that back to port.
Yeah, so we know the River Tariki also comes south through, like, it's in between the River Soshin Star, which we've traversed on the map, and the River Olan that we're at. We don't know how far south it goes.
Yeah.
Going to Kir Sabal, at least we have, like, the river we can directly follow south and follow back, so getting lost, hopefully, will be pretty hard. Hopefully that won't get us lost in the jungle.
The river, and at least we'll know, and so that if we need to get back to the port.
Right, stick to the river so we're not lost anyway, and maybe they will have a better idea of where the River Tariki runs, so we might be able to cut across to that river and then follow that river north, which incidentally would take us by that the map that Jonah you have with the dinosaur bones or whatever.
Yeah, the
Do we
Dino
all
bones?
know about that?
dude gave
Yes.
Okay. The treasure map is on the River Tariki.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Or close to.
Oh.
Yeah,
On
your,
the map,
your
it's
little
listed as-
the little treasure map has a few points that
Few.
might be
Okay,
interesting.
so sure.
So, just
Okay.
as a note, if we do take Tariki up, we could potentially, I would say, take care of Firefinger, but Azaka's not there anymore, but it might still be of interest. Because that was her personal quest.
Yeah, so you didn't have
Yeah.
to pay her.
Poor Azaka. Hopefully she's alive.
Yes.
somewhere
Maybe.
without her feet.
Without her feet. Maybe it was like a teleportation circle and not a circle of death.
And we still have canoes, right?
We do.
Yeah,
We
right.
have 2 canoes that we can at least get us started. I know this river is tough. We might have to like portage more than normal. I think we were told there's part of it that has steep cliffs. I believe we were told to walk along the
Yeah,
cliffs instead of take the river because the river's
Because
really
the river
rough.
gets there's rapids there.
Yeah. So I
That's
believe
probably
we don't.
the gorge.
Yeah, that is the gorge. We don't actually know exactly how far away that is. It's on the map, but we have no basis of distance, so something to keep an eye out. And there's apparently monkeys that are in the area where the deep gorge is. Yeah, so
that's
south down the river, I believe, is the
Mm-hmm.
current destination.
Correct.
since we have no idea otherwise how we're getting home.
Yeah, the other option is we travel around the coast, which takes us about 3 weeks, if we're lucky.
Or cut straight through the jungle and try and find the river to regain and maybe miss it and hit Ocean Stars eventually. It's pretty risky.
Isn't like all the jungle and stuff like that between like where we are and like home and stuff like that, like very undead heavy on stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So like,
Sure is.
people say also to avoid that and stuff like that. They say to go to a different port altogether,
know.
like each bay or whatever.
I think we should grind this area a little bit. I want to get to level 6. Undead seems perfect speed.
Just
Put on
dip a
some good
toe in.
music and just do
Yeah,
combat.
Kite them. Yeah.
Okay, so south it'll be.
Yeah. So despite the heat, we should be okay on water for a bit, given the
Well,
river.
Yeah, we'll need the jug again tonight.
Here's a question. Which side of the river are we going to be? Are we going to stick to the eastern?
Eventually the eastern side, because that's where Kirsabal is supposed to be.
Mhm.
But
I just thought eastern because undead are western.
yeah.
So maybe we
You do
portage
know
on
the east side, you were told, is potentially Green Abyss Orc territory.
So which are we more afraid of?
I mean, we can deal with the undead.
Yeah, so
Just
far
camp in the
the
trees.
undead haven't been, you know, it's been more quantity over quality.
Does Donnequin know anything about those orcs?
I don't think so. No.
No. Okay. I just wasn't sure since you're from here.
Well, not really from here.
Well, no, you're from the.
Like say Chult and stuff like that and stuff like that. I'm not from Chult and all and stuff like that. I'm from an island on stuff way south. And I've only been mainly on the coast. I haven't been on anything really else in the middle of at all.
I just thought maybe you heard stories or something.
Oh, I have heard so many stories.
Yeah, like I think I would rather take the risk of, the mindless undead versus the potentially, deadlier, smarter orcs.
Yeah.
Are these cannibal orcs? I'm just trying to remember if.
Are you asking someone in the party or are you asking me?
No, I'm asking you, the DM. We were told of cannibal orcs. I couldn't remember if it was the eastern ones or the western ones. Because we know there's orcs in the mountains to the west, too. And we mentioned, I thought some was told they were cannibals. Maybe
I
I'm
mean,
mistaken.
cannibals or not, they are hostile regardless. So whether they eat you after they kill you or they just kill you, does it really matter?
Nope.
Fair enough.
I mean, maybe if they eat us, we could, leave someone behind as bait.
Wow.
Orthax is sneaking away.
I don't really think that adds up on something how the party feels.
I don't know. I could be
Mezro
convinced.
changed us.
We're changed.
Speaking of Gorthax, as you guys have been discussing all of your plans as you're eating breakfast and packing up in the morning, he doesn't want to be here alone out in the jungle, and he doesn't honestly think he can survive by himself anyways. So whatever you decide he's good with, he says he doesn't know how helpful he will be to you guys. He is not an experienced
Sure.
in the jungle at all. Since coming to Chult, he's literally the only time he stepped foot off the boat is in Port Ninezaru. Literally the only time he is in the port. He's never stepped foot on the shores of any place he's gone around the coastline.
Well,
So
he's in for a bit of a rude awakening.
That being
But
said,
don't worry, I'm
he
not
is
helpful in the
resistant to
jungle.
poison, so
Woo! I will comfort him by telling him that I'm pretty useless in the jungle too.
wait, do Durgars? Oh god.
Are they not? Oh, is he weak in the sunlight?
Yeah, he's got sunlight
Yeah.
sensitivity too.
Yeah.
His disadvantage on attack rolls and perception checks in sunlight. So he's the entire time
But it's
We're
raining
not-
today.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's still bright. Like, it's gloomier. It's not
Not
as
sunlight,
bad,
though.
but it's not bad enough to negate the need for him. So
We're
yeah,
going into heavy jungle, right?
yeah. Sure. He's probably got like a
Parasol.
bandana or something like around his, not around his eyes, but like around his forehead to kind of give him a little bit of a sun shield on his eyes. But he
He
doesn't.
can
He
wear-
doesn't have goggles or anything. So
He can wear Gerald's hat.
actually, he would very much appreciate that if it's got a brim on it.
Oh yeah, no, it's like a big wide brimmed.
Sure.
Because it's supposed to hide Gerald, so
He looks at it and he's just kind of like,
it's like a
Ugh.
big straw hat.
yeah, not quite the picture he was hoping for, but keeps the sun off his eyes.
Yeah.
Better
will-
than nothing.
He will wear it.
Mostly ornamental on Gerald, but I think it looks pretty good on you.
If-
Correct.
Before we head off into the jungle for destinations unknown, can we take a quick accounting of our supplies, namely food, water, and insect repellent?
That's a good call, Jonah. I linked Jonah's hat in the main chat channel, by the way.
Now you're taking Jonah's hat?
No, I meant Gerald's hat.
You can't have my hat. I don't have a hat. Goggles. Stay away from guy goggles.
Oh God, really? Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2 water skins and shit, where did my rations go? I've got 11 days of rations. And I'm about halfway through insect salve. I've got 12 more uses. So, actually, no, 11 more.
Okay, so you've got 11 and 11.
Yeah. But I mean, with the food that Baz found and brought and the food we've been foraging, I'm going to run out of insect salve way before I run out of rations, unless we get supremely unlucky.
Okay.
Can I ask, just to say something? Do you guys, because I don't know how it appears to you, do you guys have the party inventory screen on the party sheet? You don't.
No.
Okay, this is much easier
mean-
then. I can just read you off
Yeah.
the totals of what you've got.
For some reason, we did
We don't have the
in
summary.
the last one. We don't in this
Campaign.
one. Something changed between
Yeah,
campaigns.
there's a setting. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's
Well,
now
let me
hidden.
ask you this: does anybody care if you can see each other's inventory? Does anybody have any secret shit on their character sheet? Because if you don't care, I can just turn it off, and you'll be able to look and just because I can see right now. And by the way, according to the inventory sheet, you guys only have 2 rain catchers, not 3. And one of them is on Archie, and one of them is on Baz, and I don't see a third on anybody according to the party sheet. So
I had
Is
two.
it? Can you
Baz
see?
had
Can you see
2.
Blackwind's items?
yeah, I can see
Okay.
everybody's. So
Yeah,
you've got total of 60 rations. There's Archie's got 10, Jonah 10, Baz 7, Aelin 11, Donaquin 10, and Blackwind's got 12.
Mhm.
I
There's-
definitely had 2 rain catchers at one point. I feel like I remember like letting someone borrow it at some point within the party, but I don't remember.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we talked about having 3 before we left port, but maybe we just didn't change it.
One got destroyed.
One did get destroyed. One got
That
one
was
got
a
lost.
while back.
One got lost in a mudslide.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
got fired
that-
as a catapult and
That was a while ago. I
destroyed.
think we
Right.
had
Both
3
of those were. Yeah.
We had 3 like before leaving for Mezro.
Well, because we found. Didn't we find 1 or 2 of them in that camp?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Which means it would have
all,
been.
all I know is I only see
No.
2 in your character sheets.
No, I'm trying, but it might have been I might have said I put them on Gerald and then just never actually put them on Gerald. Because I'm pretty sure we found 2 in that skeleton camp. We found the camp on the way to Orlung, or on the way to
Skeleton.
Mbala. Remember the one in the jungle? We found that camp. We
Mhm.
found rations.
Well,
I- Pretty sure we found 2 rain catchers there. And I would have put them on Gerald. I took the rations. So I believe that was my mess up.
Okay. Well, we've been operating on the assumption you guys have had 3 this entire time, so just add one more. Somebody put it on there.
I'll put it up. You want to put it on yours?
It's fine. Yeah, I'll add one to mine. Because again, I swear I had 2 at one point. I don't know why I have 1 now.
No, the 2 you had initially was way back when it got done from the mud.
I know.
But
I feel like within recent times I've had 2, but it's fine.
All right. So then I can also see that you had why you stupid. So rope. You guys have 8 coils of hempen rope.
that's so much rope.
That sounds about right.
Yep. We found rope
Yeah.
as well.
You've got 2 shovels. You've got 1 bar of soap amongst the whole party. You guys stink.
I don't.
Um,
Prestidigitation.
yeah, and you're also the only one with soap, and you're the one that doesn't
I
need
know.
it. Yeah, so you guys are probably pretty ripe right now. Let's see. You have 39 torches. Good God. For a party with mostly dark vision, you guys have a whole shit ton of torches.
Hey,
That-
we're
that
talking
and-
about
That and like light spells.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, you start a lot of the time with 10 torches.
Yeah, it's-
Sorry, I didn't understand.
There is a total of 12, 13. There's 13 water skins amongst the party. 2. Archie's got 2. Jonah 2. Baz has 3. Aelin 2. Donaquin 2. Blackwind 2. And
Yeah.
so that's 11.
We just gave 2 to the
Yeah.
dude.
And then you've got Zendala rations, so another 5. They're specifically listed as Zendala rations.
yeah. When I added them to my inventory, I marked them down as they're hers.
And
Not
then,
anymore.
Then insect repellent, you guys have throughout the whole party. Insect salve.
mine-
Sorry.
Mine's not listed as inventory because I keep it as a check mark.
Same.
Mine's in
Oh,
the inventory.
Okay. Yeah, that one's a lot harder for me to actually see on the screen, so you guys will have to take your own stock of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aelin, you said you had 11.
Yeah.
Baz.
I have 36.
All right, I've got 90.
Oh,
Jesus.
great.
I bought 100 of them when we were in port. I bought 100.
Fine, that's good.
Well, and because I've been covering me and Donaquin since Mezro. As well.
I have 13. I also have 4 citronella.
Oh yeah, I've got 3
have-
of those too.
I have 1 repellent block, which is the
Mhm.
one that you can like light, but it's not really helpful because we can't use it while traveling. So
Yeah,
it's
it
only good if
only-
we know we're going to be stopped somewhere that we aren't going to move for a day.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I've got as well. I've got a couple. One or
All right. I just wanted to also know if I should be looking for more citronella. But if you have 90, maybe I'll wait till you're down to like
Yeah.
45 or so and start looking for it.
I think food is going to be more critical.
Yeah, I was like, there's no reason not to stock up. I was like, it doesn't. I'll cover anybody who runs out.
And remember, you don't have to use insect salve on heavy rain days.
Oh, I did not think
Have
about
we had
that.
any?
Yesterday.
So
No, I
on
used it.
So
Well,
on heavy rain days, you don't have to use insect salve. However, when you make camp for the night, because you didn't put salve on, it's assumed that you burn an incense stick for the night, unless it rains throughout the night
Okay.
too. It's kind of how we've been doing it. So,
That makes sense.
because one incense stick burns for 8 hours, right?
yeah.
That makes sense.
So, yeah. Anywho,
I was wondering what the point of having those incense sticks specifically were. Now it makes sense.
yeah. Or if you're just like
Incense.
Aelin said, if you're in the same spot for multiple days, you can have it so your camp is free of bugs without having to put salve on every time.
Yeah, it covers everybody at once.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay. Any other supply discussions that need to be had?
So how many rations do we end up with total? 30?
Yeah, far
Or a
more
bit
than
more.
that.
60?
You have 5
But I mean,
Zendalas plus.
Divide that by 7.
Yeah.
6, right?
You have 65 rations. Plus, I think Baz has 1 more day worth of just fresh food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's assuming we don't forage at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is,
Okay.
yeah, 10 days of food just with rations right there for your party.
We could restock somewhere. That'd be good. That's probably enough to get somewhere, but getting back.
Right.
Well, I was thinking if that can get us to Kirstabal, if they will allow us to be there, we could always do some foraging from there potentially. Just like going out on day trips to resupply
Sure,
before we
just-
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just somewhere on our journey, we
Yeah.
need to resupply food, rations.
Yeah. I'm with Jonah. I think we should be fine getting into Kirsabal, but
Okay.
getting back to port is going to be a challenge.
Okay. Okay.
One other just logistical thing. If you guys are portaging canoes, if you attempt to move at a fast pace, whoever's carrying the canoes is going to need to make con checks for exhaustion. Normal pace, I won't worry about it, but fast pace, portaging canoes is going to be tough.
That makes sense.
Sure.
How many
I think
canoes
we're-
do we have?
2.
2.
I can take care of one of them occasionally.
I could potentially Tensor's floating disc one as long as it's not. If we could balance it on the disc, it would be a little wonky.
I mean,
Well,
I think
that's better
we're,
than dragging it.
I think we're entering, uncharted territory for us. So I don't think we intend to move quickly unless we have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We'll just be moving at a normal pace and stuff like that because we're not really sure where we're going in the first place.
And we're not in a rush currently.
Well, yeah. The only rush is our food.
Right. Of course.
We can live off the land.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well,
I can do what you're
I'll need a lot more help foraging then.
All right.
All
then.
right.
You guys heading out?
I think so.
Let's travel.
Down the river.
Montage.
Last question: does Gorthax have anything utility-wise that could help us
No.
on the exploration table? No.
No.
Doesn't have any magic he can use.
No.
Fuck.
So you you took away
Good.
both of our amazing NPCs and have given us a useless
A
dude.
burden.
An extra mouth to feed, yes.
Yeah.
Gorthax
A
is
drain on our resources.
Gorthax is pretty good in combat. But
Well,
Except
not
when
during
he's
the
in the
day.
sunlight.
unless it's during the day. Come on, guys. No, he is skilled in the use of navigator's tools, as is Archie. So he can navigate on the water, but he's not good on land, and he doesn't have any sort of like utility spells like guidance or anything. He's not an actual caster, like a wizard or anything. So
Does he have good perception?
at night, yes.
Okay. Great.
What's his armor like?
He has
Leather.
leather armor, pretty lightweight.
Does he have some? I just have extra studded leather, so.
Yeah, he's wearing just a normal suit of leather. If you have extra studded leather and want to give it to him, he would. Will it fit him? Is it gnome size, or is it normal
yes.
size?
It is gnome size.
It's probably not going to fit him then. It's too small, right?
Not that
Well,
much,
he's a
though.
dwarf. He's pretty.
Yeah.
He hasn't eaten much in the last couple days. Yeah, he could fit in.
Is he a lean dwarf and is Jonah a wide gnome?
Jonah is also skilled enough that he could let it out on the sides a little bit and still be functional.
Yeah, it's leather. I mean, it's not like chainmail or anything where you have to like rivet.
Yeah. So yes, if
All
you want to give him studded leather, he'd gladly wear that.
How do I just delete it from my inventory for now?
Yeah,
or just make a note.
He can carry his. So yeah, he'll put the studded leather on. Can you just tell me the AC on that so I can adjust his character sheet?
It is Light armor, AC base 12 plus dex.
So
I think
it'll
up
It's
12.
one more.
2, I believe, for leather.
Or is it 2?
12 plus dex?
Yeah.
Hmm
What's
I
leather
believe
then?
up to 2.
Pretty sure, I thought leather was 11.
I don't know what
Oh,
leather is.
yeah, okay.
Leather is 11.
I say because Oriana wore leather for a while, long time.
I mean, it gives
Pretty
him
sure it
one.
was
It gives
11.
him one more AC, so yeah, he'll wear it. It doesn't give disadvantage on stealth or anything, right?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay, then it's fine.
It also means Jonah doesn't have to carry it.
And he'll just put. He's got enough carrying capacity because literally got nothing else. He'll put his own leather armor in his backpack as well. Fold it up,
Cool.
shove it in there.
Just wear both.
Yeah.
Double the AC bonus.
Double AC. Okay. Cool. He thanks you for the non-soggy functional armor, puts it on, hoists his bag, and looks to you all to take the lead because he doesn't know what we're doing.
Oh, I thought we were
On the
following
river.
you.
Okay, so I assume then you guys are
We're heading
moving
out.
into that hex.
Or are we going along the wall? I think we're going along
I mean, we
the
might-
coast.
It's
Why
kind
not
of
take the canoes? We'll move faster.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
Like in the canoes along the coast,
To where?
so we get to down towards the river.
to
So
here.
towards the river along.
Sure, so you're going through this hex? Or
Yeah.
this hex?
Okay, I think it's the one you pointed to, and then the one below it, because canoes go faster, right? We get 2 for normal travel. Is that correct?
Yeah, canoes travel on water too.
Right. So that's what I mean. On the water, I believe it's probably that one, and then the one below it if we're going around the coastline.
Yeah, okay. Like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Which is fine because it pretty much connects. Okay. Excellent. Way too many arrows on this map. Okay, so off you go then. So who would like, assuming nothing goes wrong, you'll end up in this hex here.
I guess I'll.
The navigation is not really necessary because you are just following the coastline. Oops, we accidentally went north. No, so you drive. I mean, you don't need to. You can't get lost, is what I'm saying. So there's not really necessary for anyone to do a navigation check. If you're going by canoe, it's gonna be, you can't really forge too well for water, but
yeah. I was gonna ask if I could fish as we're moving.
Forage for food.
you can attempt to.
I've got fishing tackle.
So what's
So could we, like, stop midday to boil? Oh no, we can't boil seawater, idiot. But we have the
No.
jug still, right?
We
So
have,
we're okay
yeah,
for
we're
water.
gonna have to use the jug tonight when we stop.
Okay. So we're okay on water then with the jug.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And on the boats we have the rain catchers working. Yeah, so that makes sense. Because Gerald just holds a rain catcher on the boat.
That's his new hat.
So I'm just thinking here, and you guys let me know what you think. I feel like unless there's an encounter, I'm just gonna fast forward this day, because you can't
Sure.
really do shit. Nobody can scout.
Could you Chwinga?
Not on the water, no.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it.
On the coastline, it doesn't make sense to me that you'd be able to scout, like, because nobody can take a canoe out in front to scout things in the surrounding, right? This just doesn't make sense.
Sure.
You can't forage for any plant life really, unless you're on the shore. So really, yeah, if you have fishing tackle, you can attempt to forage for that. Otherwise,
And-
you can map and
Yeah, defense.
defend.
Yeah.
Are any of the rolls, are any of the plants on the coastline at all? The only thing I could think
They
is
are, but
maybe a perception check with the spyglass just to see if there's any literally on the coastline. It'd probably be a really high DC.
Cleansing Lily is the only one.
Yeah.
Like maybe something is growing on a
No,
bluff or something.
mm,
No.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to be able to. Like, are you going to sit there with a spyglass for literally like 8 hours and just stare at the coastline, which isn't that far from yourself, looking for little flowers?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're on land, yes. If you're on boat, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so who's got fishing tackle?
Me. I do. Baz.
Are you the only one?
I think I
Probably.
am.
Hold on. I don't remember if I did.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Jonah, you could guide him though.
Yep.
Is the water shallow enough for Jonah to employ his fishing technique?
Pew, 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 pew.
I
I
wasn't
mean,
sure.
you could certainly try.
No, I will guide him. I will try this.
Oh.
Yeah.
19.
19. You find your fishing day. Let me just see here. God, my computer's being stupid. Every time I try to switch windows, it keeps on doing this thing where it like brings it up and then immediately closes it again. Or not closes it, but like minimizes it. I don't know why. Anyways, give me Baez. Give me a roll of a D6, please.
That is okay. Never mind. Nothing. Forget it. All good. On my screen, that was the most cocked dice I've ever seen.
Oh wow, you better re-roll it then.
Yeah, but I will say it was more on the 6 than the 5, but it was fucking like that. It was like that. Like,
Excellent. A nice day of fishing nets you some tasty looking morsels.
I mean, I know it's a humid, really disgusting day, but it kind of feels nice to be out on the water again.
yeah. I probably it's at some points like, you know, snort up some water and spray and
Yeah, the water's probably at least mildly cooler than the air.
yeah.
Maybe. Or it's a bath.
What? All right. Yeah. Good times all around. You guys have a relaxing journey south. You guys can give me anyone who's. You guys can all give me whoever's not fishing or guiding. Give me perception, or in the tower, of course, because. Okay, just in case you get attacked. Sean, are you? No. Look at you guys with your rolls.
Was it good? I have no bonus. Was it good?
Keeping a keen eye out for danger, as you find yourself circling around the coastline, you get as the day wears to an end and you're looking for a spot to pull up your canoes. Probably I would say a little bit earlier than. Actually, no, it would be at the end of the day. So, as you're entering the River Olung, you can see even up ahead of you, not far up the mouth of this river, the sides, even here, the sides are starting to get steep and rocky. Further up, like looking ahead, like way ahead, you can see that they quickly become like very steep and rocky. And remember, there was those large nests that were there that you avoided the first time around through that so you can see some like winged creatures and birds and stuff like wheeling around. There's plenty of like flocks of birds making their nests along these ledges on both sides. But nothing accosts you, nothing that looks super dangerous. Thanks.
Cool.
Will indeed advance the calendar. Thank you for reminding me. '18th. Oh, what? Something happens on the 18th? What is this? I better read my own note.
I can tell you.
Oh, the Pegasus contract expires today, if not renewed.
Yep. I mean, it's a good thing we didn't pay them a shitload of gold to stick around.
Yeah, good thing. Yeah, but also looking ahead, you can see that, with the spyglass or whatever, it also, downstream here, the wide river mouth also rapidly narrows. Like the next day, you can tell you'd probably have to start portaging from this hex. So to portage, you'd have to go like up this way or down this way. Otherwise, if you head this way along the river, at that point you'll be too deep into the canyon to be able to get out, and you're not sure where you'd be able to. Like if you pull over there, couple miles upriver with these big canyons, try to get your boat up to the top might be a challenge. So, from here, basically, as you make camp, let me ask you this: what side of the river do you want to move down? Do you want to make camp on the north or the south bank? I think you said you were going to go to the the west side because you knew that territory more.
Yeah, it feels like, the devil that you know kind of thing versus the devil that you don't know.
I guess we can't switch sides. That would be really difficult. So we're kind of locked in because cliffs.
Until you pass the gorge, yeah. Not. Yeah, and you've been told that the gorge is not super long down the river.
Yeah.
But you don't know exactly what that means. Is it 20 miles? 30? Who knows? Okay.
Man, it feels so bad to go north to go south. Right? You know what I mean?
Like 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing.
I mean,
exactly
taking the canoe around though saved you the day of travel through the hex to the north of you.
Oh, right? I know.
So you were still faster doing it this way.
It wasn't.
Not really. It was the same distance. It was safer though. It was safer though.
Yeah.
Or was it? Was it safer? I don't know. Either way, nothing happened, so I guess it was.
We couldn't get lost in this one, even though we couldn't get lost in the other one because we'd still be following the river.
Fair enough. Okay. The night passes.
A nice reprieve from hiking.
So, are you still saying north, Brad?
Yeah.
Or are you changing your mind?
Yeah, I think we should stick with that.
I like the idea of stuff of staying on stuff on the one side of possible undead compared to stuff the other adversaries on stuff we don't know more of, and we know we'll be more intelligent on stuff for sure.
It feels more direct to go south, but it's potentially more dangerous.
For those of you keeping track of the cosmological cycles here, it is the spring equinox as the day dawns on the 19th, which means nothing because you are in an equatorial region. The day doesn't really change length.
If we were back in the north, I don't know if you'd realize this, but this is not the longest day of the year because that's winter and summer. I don't know what the spring equinox does.
Equinox is when it's equal.
It's the most middleist.
It is the most average day.
It's dark as many hours as it is light. That's what the equinoxes are.
I guess that makes sense. It's equal. Moving along,
the next day, the 19th of Ches dawns. So you drink your water. You used your water, your water jug. So what's the water situation as you wake up this morning?
We have a bit of extra in the jug. Because we didn't use all of it. We only needed 3 from the jug.
Yeah.
Water doesn't stay in the jug. If you don't have something to put it in,
we fill up our water skins.
No, I know, but there's no extra in the jug after you're done pouring.
Sure. So we had 5 extra. How much does the jug do? 8?
8.
Yeah. So we have everyone except for a couple people can have 1 in the morning. But what's the weather like?
The weather, although it was a scorcher yesterday, today is normal for the season.
Oh, that feels much better.
AKA fucking hot.
Yeah, awful and hot.
Unfortunately, although the temperature has come down, there's no rain in the forecast today at all.
How is the water on the river? Does it taste salty?
Where you are here, yes, pretty salty.
Still salty. Okay. So we're gonna have to look for water.
Or we can just kind of shake the rain stick.
Oh, that's
If
working
we're,
again?
Yeah, a couple days ago it recharged. So we can. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I think we had. I feel like it's safer to just use it. I don't know if there's really a need to save it.
To save it.
Then at least we know we're covered.
I think that's
There's a chance it always recharge and stuff like that as well.
That's true. Then we're you're actively rolling to recharge instead of just sitting there having not used it.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
I'll plant the rain stick into the ground and sit cross-legged in front of it and activate it.
Yeah,
Cool.
and you're gonna change it to rain today?
No. I'm keeping. Yeah. So the activating it changes the weather to become light rain. Period. Light rain and medium temperature.
Yeah. So you guys will be covered for today. Rain. So it will still need insect repellent on light rain days, though.
Yeah.
It's just heavy rain. You don't need it. So this is where you're heading. So pace-wise, I assume normal unless you want to go slow.
No, almost fine, I think.
Normal.
Okay. So you will require all the normal rolls now. Then, so let's. So who is navigating?
So normally, this would be Blackwind. Who's got the best survival?
I do.
I am also very well into that navigating as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I think you should take the lead on that then. I'm good at going back through the hexes we've been through. New hexes, not so good at. Backtracking is my my expertise. So yeah, I think Donovan, if you're okay with that.
I don't mind navigating that stuff at all. Yep. Navigating that stuff.
Okay. So you'll navigate. Archie's mapping. Is it
mapping?
anyone...
I think I'll with my secondary. I think I'll help navigate to give him advantage.
Sure. Okay.
Unless we don't think we need it, since we are still following the river.
We're going into a hex that is not specifically touching a river, so I don't think that it's going to be as much of a benefit.
Okay, I just don't mechanically. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, well, we know where the river is, even though we went up and so like that. We know where the river is.
You know, it's not like we're going 4 miles inland. We're going up and then still following the river.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, it would be up to Corey.
Like,
it still requires a navigation roll. Doesn't matter if you're following the river.
No. I understand that, but I'm saying, is it an? I guess mechanically, I'm wondering if it's allowed to tell me if it's an easier.
You don't know the DCs of the rolls, so it doesn't matter. The DCs are hidden. Yeah, it's just whatever. Yeah, you guys don't know the DCs of the rolls exactly. So
right.
If you think it's a 10 or a 15, like I said, it says varies based on terrain, typically 15. So if you think it's going to be easier following a river, you can make your judgment from there. It's not going to be harder than 15, probably.
If you weren't helping with navigation and stuff, would you be helping with like foraging or whatever and stuff for like food and water and stuff, or?
Basically, I'm helping with something. So it would either be navigation or like helping scout for hazards.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two.
I feel also something like that was more important also than the navigation, since we just came off like where the river is and we kind of have an idea. I feel like that also helping out also with one of the other ones, whether it's scouting or foraging or whatever.
Then I will help with one of the other.
Yeah.
Okay, Baz, what are you doing?
Defending.
Aelin, what are you doing?
I will scout for hazards.
I'll help with that.
Okay. Jonah, what are you doing?
I can help with that.
I am foraging. No one's foraging for food, right?
Currently,
I'm
no.
not-
Nobody's foraging for
Currently,
food.
no.
Is anybody going to plan to forage for food? I guess it's just me, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's just you.
Gorthax is willing to help with whatever. He's not very good at anything out here, so if one of you guys wants Gorthax's help, he can help one of you with something.
Right.
So,
Might as well help foraging.
I think
Yeah.
so too. Also, foraging
I
would be a
think
good one.
If you're
Yeah.
cool
But
with
that's
that.
what Jonah would like to do.
Well, I would like to forage for plants. I actually get advantage looking for plants. I do not get advantage looking for food.
I mean,
But if he's going to help me, then I'll look for food.
I think I had considered foraging for food, but I feel like I don't know, like to me it's the balance between, avoiding hazards that we can
Mhm.
and managing what food we have, and I feel like right now we're not concerned about food wise.
If we wanted,
True.
he could forage for plants. Garthax could help you with the dangers. I could forage for food. I'm not good at it, but I might be able to if we just wanted to be a maybe not kind of role. We could do that.
I'm fine. Yeah, because my foraging for food is not going to be probably much better than yours.
Yeah. So that way we get advantage on 2 of them and we get the extra one. We're getting 1 extra thing for free, basically.
Yeah.
It just means we might
okay.
not be as good at food. But we do have rations for now, and we can always put more effort into it later.
Yeah, like Galen was saying, so like that. That
Yeah.
right now on stuff we're good until we maybe get like lower on stuff. Then we would prioritize it on stuff a lot more on stuff, so we don't go through rations as much. But right now on stuff having danger, and then you guys can kind of do it a bit and stuff like that, right? And then eat until that. Jonah can still look for the plants and things. So.
Okay.
All right.
And we also might get to a part where you're just like, I don't want to look for Camu anymore because I've got 12 of them, so I'm just gonna go for food instead. Based on the terrain, right? So okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Navigator, please roll a survival check, please.
Who's that? I'm just kidding.
That's you.
Oh.
With it, or no, you're not getting help, right?
Not help.
And Archie, you're mapping. You can do that. Nice. Scout is next, so you can give me a wisdom survival for scouting.
With advantage.
With advantage, right?
Yeah.
I'm being helped. I thought that was going to.
No, Garthax is helping you.
Got it. Why won't you let me grab it?
Because it
Got
hates you.
Because Lisa, you can map, but you can also do a secondary thing as well.
I can.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my specialty.
Mapping is free.
All right. Okay, I need this to be large enough so I can see it and the dice box. Okay. Defender, roll me a perception.
Gladly.
Okay. Forager, roll me a survival check. I'm
Right.
sorry, what are you foraging
food.
for?
Mine's
What
for food.
square are we in? Heavy?
You are in. You can forage in this particular square. You can forage coast, heavy, or light. All 3 are in here in pretty much equal amounts. So.
Oh, I'll do coast then for cleansing lily.
Okay.
We get another poison thing. All right.
Sure.
Mine was for food there. My survival check was the foraging for food.
Man,
And water.
jumping ahead before I was called on you. Jeez. I'm just kidding. 17.
Well, technically, you didn't say a name. You called for a roll, and I rolled. I didn't know. You just said foraging, and so I rolled it.
Can't believe it.
Start the day over. Everybody
Start
roll
the whole
again.
thing over. No, okay, that's a success for
I
Jonah.
can't believe you've done this.
Nice. Cleansing lilies, you have found 3.
Nice.
Or, yeah, this thing gives you advantage, right?
Yeah. My trade skill gives me advantage for
And
plants in the wild.
and an 18 is enough to successfully forage for food and water as well. So it's a D6 plus wisdom in food and water units.
Well, my wisdom is nothing, so just a D6.
You forage enough food and water for 2 units today.
Fine.
Yep.
So
I mean, that'll cover. That'll cover the water needs. We won't need the jug tonight.
Cool.
Between the rain catchers and that.
The morning passes without incident. The afternoon, however.
Oh god. I'm always so terrified when you say that.
The word however.
However,
Also passes without incident that you're aware of.
Just makes it more
However,
dramatic.
you guys find
like it could be good,
happiness.
A suitable
I
place to
just-
camp. However, in the evening, as you're setting up,
You realize this is a
Nothing else
great
happens.
place to camp.
however,
It's not a
middle
good
of the night.
It's perfect.
however, in the middle of the night, you come to the realization you want to build a house here.
It's like that. It's like that Key and Peele sketch mocking Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen thing. Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Oh no. The
Always
world,
wanted to find an ancient dragon.
the world
It's
is
not one ancient dragon, it's 10 ancient
What have you
dragons.
done, Corey?
It's 2d10 ancient dragons.
holy shit. 11 ancient dragons. So you guys will what did you roll in your scouting? Okay. Luckily you did have a scout looking for hazards, because as you are making your way in the afternoon, Aelin, up ahead, you'll have to make a decision here whether you want to go through here or you'll want to avoid this, which will take you deeper into the jungle because you can't really go any closer to the gorge. But along the edges, there is some territory up ahead that seems to be full of rather large ape-like creatures. You can you don't have nature, right?
No.
Yeah, so you're not you know what, I will allow Aelin, actually I will allow you to attempt a nature check, only
Sure.
because you the amount of time you spent here, you might have encountered something like this before, and I just want to see if Aelin has any clue. You're not really.
Monkeys.
But these creatures they're relatively, actually, how big are these? Let me just look. They're both the size of Jonah, so they're not these like huge apes, but there's a lot of them.
No monkeys.
In the trees and also along the ground. They seem to be foraging for berries, but as you kind of sneak up on them, you notice one of them yawns, and when it yawns, it has like kind of a pink and kind of blue kind of like out face, and you notice their rumps are large and pronounced as well in red. They're quite large, given the size, other than the little monkeys you've probably seen in the trees and stuff. So, but when one of them yawns, you see that they have teeth that are probably several inches long, like very sharp-looking teeth, that look pretty vicious. And you see one of them like stripping bark with like pretty wicked-looking claws as well. Given that there are at least a dozen or more in this area, you can take that information. You can avoid these because you scouted ahead, but you can take that back to the party and do as you will.
Yeah, but they're big scary monkeys. Like Jonah, if he had giant teeth and claws.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
and a big red butt.
Oh.
So Jonah.
Well, I'm not interested in.
Slaughtering monkeys or avoiding monkeys?
Oh, I'm interested in avoiding monkeys. Yes.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way too.
Especially since there's so many of them.
All right, so I guess we're gonna try and avoid it.
That's right.
Okay. That's fine. Your
Avoid the monkeys.
your scouting was effective. You avoid this encounter.
And
Takes
we
you
run into
takes
11
takes
ancient dragons.
away from the gorge. Takes you away from the gorge, but and deeper into the jungle as you try to avoid these. As it comes later in the day, and night starts to fall. Nothing else accosts you at night. So you found 2 units of food. So subtract whatever else is needed for today.
I'll eat a ration.
Just because we're kind of hand waving Blackwind at this point, he's not making skill checks. I think we should also hand wave his food and water needs. Is that cool with you guys? Because otherwise he should be foraging, right, or something.
Yeah.
If he's going to drain your resources, he should contribute to finding more, right? So,
yeah.
Game balance purposes, I'm going to hand wave. He's found just enough for himself and no more.
Okay.
But so you need 6 units of food and you only found 2, so subtract 4 from whoever's gonna.
Okay, so Andre's subtracting 1. Who else?
Yep.
I got one.
Jonah's got 1.
I will.
Okay, and then I will.
And then I believe you said 2 units of water on a normal day extra means you need 12 total. So.
And we got 3 times 8 with the rain catchers.
With the rain.
Oh yeah, because you made it rain. Sorry, that's right. So you're
Yeah.
fine for water. Perfectly fine
We're
for water.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we're fine and we're filled up for tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll use the jug in the morning, right? Or are we?
I don't think we need the jug.
We don't need it. Okay.
Do you want to use it for something else then?
Can I have a little bit more acid?
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Oh, thanks.
Acid.
Thirds of the way there.
So we have this
Takes
magic
3
jug.
days
that
to
we
make a
can-
vial of
Meanwhile-
acid, right?
Meanwhile, Donovan has joined a party where they drink water and acid out of the same jug.
No, thank you. I'll stick with my water skin. Thank you.
Donovan, do you want some mayonnaise?
Because they can make that too. Mayonnaise, wine, oil, beer.
Water sometimes.
It's a fancy jug.
So,
Honey,
Okay, Connie.
vinegar, basic poison, salt water. If we need 12 gallons of salt water,
Salt water.
got it.
All
We
right.
had a way to deal with it. Balls.
What's the weather like today, sir?
So today, as you awaken, just a note: it is the 20th of Ches, which, by anyone keeping track of what you were told, is what's considered the official start of monsoon season.
Oh, I forgot about that.
A thing that destroyed our ship.
I forgot about that. It was a whole season, though.
Yeah, so monsoon season, you understand, lasts for several weeks and is very highly likely to rain on any given day. Sometimes heavily, and sometimes so heavily that it would be dangerous to travel during it, because it's like hurricane level kind of storms.
But the further we are from the coast, the better, right?
Typically, so being a hex away,
Yeah, miles away.
miles away,
Couldn't be further.
could be further from the coast. Okay, so the next morning,
Monsoon isn't coming exactly on time. Maybe it'll be a little late.
maybe. Weather-wise, it's normal for the season temperature, though.
I.e.
And today, there's no rain in the forecast.
Well, at
It's
least we're full up, and
it's the
then we
start
can
of
just-
monsoon season, and it does not rain apparently, even though there's a very high chance that it does. I happen to roll no rain. So there we go. It's not going to rain today, but the heat is normal. Upon pondering where you're heading today, Donaquin, you're not quite sure where exactly you are. Deviating away from the river through the jungle like that, with your navigation yesterday, you're not actually sure that you brought the party in the right direction when you moved around that baboon territory into the jungle. So at this point, although your little thingy shows where you think you are, you're actually not quite sure you're actually there. You might be, but you're not sure.
Would it be useful if I were to fly above the tree line so I could get a bead on where the sun is specifically rising? Because we're in a heavy jungle, right? We can't see exactly where the sun rises and sets. Is that correct?
Well, no, you can still see where the sun. But yes, you're in heavy jungle, but no, that doesn't mean you can't see where the sun is.
So we can still know cardinal direction.
Excuse me, sorry. Well, I mean, that's assuming you succeed on the check, yes. That would be a survival check. You don't have keen mind, right? So you don't know automatically where north is.
No, but if I fly up and if I can see the sun, I know where north is. If it's rising, it always rises in the east and sets in the west. I know which way north is if I can see the sun rise, right? We've been here every single day for months. I'm at like that. That's not a crazy thought,
that makes
right?
sense to me.
Yeah, but
I think
that doesn't
point
necessarily
is that
know
then
where
once
you
you
are.
land, once you land, you don't know that you're going to be able to maintain that sense of direction if your navigation isn't good.
Fair enough. I see what you mean.
Yeah, it still requires a navigation roll either way.
Sure.
Knowing which way north is doesn't necessarily allow you to travel the full day in the right direction. Just by knowing where north is in the morning.
Right. I understand.
So I found a use for that potion about the perfect time. We can basically turn it into so you can figure out the longitude of wherever you
That's
are.
actually useful.
So you've got 3, because you could spend a while figuring that out, then you have the rest of the time.
But maybe you're not lost. Donacan, you just have this feeling in the morning. Now, I don't know if Donacan has shared this with the party, because I've only said Donacan has a feeling he's not quite sure where he is, so I don't know how communicative you are.
I would definitely also tell everybody else of that, for sure.
Okay. So, yeah, in the morning you wake up and you're just kind of like, wait, which direction were we going last night? Uh-oh.
I guess my question was more towards we could understand, like, which way to start. I guess was my...
Well,
so we're not walking north right out the bat.
How high do you think you could get up before needing to fly down?
Well, I have a 1 minute, but technically I could... So I wouldn't have to come down in that minute, because I could feather fall myself down if I wanted to burn a spell. So I could get 1 minute up and then.
Well, because then if you could fly up, really high, you could see, where we are in relation to like the coast and the river.
My worry about going too high is that I won't be able to get back to where I came from accurately. If if I go above the treetops, I could maybe, I'm not gonna go too far one way or the other.
Well, Archie,
the harder
take this, and I will throw her a experimental elixir of flight.
Oh my god!
Better not drop it.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe. Oh god. If I can only fly myself, but if this can fly anybody, maybe somebody else would be better off doing it.
Oh, sure. But
it was just an idea, but okay, there's the coast, so we
10 minutes of flight.
Wow.
But you only get a flying speed of 10 feet, but that's still
for 10 minutes, that's pretty...
That's still 3 times more than her minute of flight, yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to go to their vantage point.
I could I could go up and take the spyglass with me.
Or Donaquin could.
Yeah.
Because he's the one leading us, right? So maybe if Donaquin goes up, he could pick out anything that could help him keep us going in the right direction.
Yeah, since Donaquin was the one navigating us to begin with, it seems like he needs a better bearing
Yeah.
of where we are than anybody else.
I don't know.
I
Is it
could also, if there was happens to be any birds around, I can talk to animals.
well, you're a fancy little druid man.
If there happens to be birds around, if we really need to see
Oh.
where we're going, I could try to do that and so like that. Try to befriend stuff a bird and stuff like that, and ask them that as well, right? Like,
There's
if we really think we're that lost.
There's definitely birds around. I can hear them right now.
Corey.
They never stop.
There's ridiculous amounts of wildlife around. That's not an issue finding. And
As just a question, are the trees taller than 100 feet?
I would say in parts, certainly yes, the canopy is higher than 100 feet, easily.
Okay.
Deeper.
Okay.
The deepest parts of the jungle that you've seen, which you haven't really gone too far from the rivers into the deep part of the jungle, but even there, like the canopy can be super thick, and the trees can be very tall.
Okay, well, how about before we end up using any more potions and stuff, I try to befriend a bird, and that on stuff to fly up on stuff and try and give us better bearings on stuff of where we're at and on stuff, so we have a better idea on stuff of which way to go.
Sure.
So I'm assuming also being able to see above the trees on stuff would give us an idea on stuff of which way we were headed and which way would help to continue on stuff.
Yeah. I can do that within 100 feet, but that's it. So.
Yeah. So this speaking with animals. What is this a spell or is this just an ability?
It's not a.
Fancy druid.
What is it? Like
what's the actual?
How often can you do it? Like what?
It's just a language thing on stuff that I can do it anytime. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a thing I can do that beasts can understand my speech and decipher. I can decipher their like noises and motions and stuff like that.
Oh, your speech of the woods? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what one it is. So. Because they can relay and stuff like that what they've seen and stuff like that, right?
Sure. Yeah, I think utilizing that, you could.
That's cool.
So here's the thing. Travel days many hours, and you. So, I would say that if you're using this ability, to kind of get your bearings, if you succeed on an animal handling check, because it doesn't make them your friends, it just allows you to communicate with them. You still have to convince them to actually help you or give you any information. So if you succeed on an animal handling check, I'll grant you advantage on your navigation roll for today.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so neat.
So yeah, like I said, that goes for like any type of animals and stuff. Even if we come across ones on stuff that are unfriendly on stuff, I know what their motives. I can possibly know on stuff what their motives are on stuff and how they are, things like that as well.
So as a note, Archie has a little bird nest on top of her hat with a little bird in it. He just like peeks up at you. He's like, I can talk to animals. He's just like,
You're talking your familiar?
Yeah, I know he's not a real animal. He's not a real beast.
He's actually an arcane spirit in the form of an animal.
That's what I was saying.
I'm not saying, but he's a little bird, and he thinks that's cool. Was my point. I wasn't like trying to get a mechanical.
Kind of looks at you on stuff and thinks you're quite an odd little person on stuff. You have that. You have a little a golem and a spirit bird on your head.
Magic.
Okay, so that's what I would do on stuff as soon as I knew in the morning on stuff that I didn't know where we were exactly born. So I would talk to the party on stuff and try and do that first thing before we start going anyway.
Okay. Cool. So make an animal handling check.
Boop, ba-doop.
Excellent. That's not good enough to give you advantage on your navigation. The birds are unwilling to assist you they don't know if maybe they don't like turtles, maybe they just don't give a shit about this party traipsing through the jungle. But while you can talk to them, the birds you're able to communicate with long enough they don't just fly away, don't really give you enough information about the surrounding area to assist you with navigating, unfortunately.
Now, how often am I able to try this?
That check is your for the day of navigation. So basically, I assume that even if you can do this all the time, like that's the net result of your day of talking with various birds as you're trying to travel.
Well, should I swap? Okay, should we swap to the dude from Hazards to? Do we want me to still look for food, or should I help navigate instead?
I could also swap off of defending.
Defending's pretty.
Yeah, the same.
But if we're already scouting to avoid hazards, then maybe defending isn't as important. And it's still useful in case the scout misses it.
It's kind of the fallback. If you're scouting already, defending's the fallback if that fails, right?
Right. So I could forage for food and water.
Okay. So you forage, I'll help navigate. We'll still have the dude helping you scout. So we'll get, So you'll do.
I think the advantage on navigating on stuff is since we're not entirely sure, so that would be very helpful.
Okay. Then that is what we will.
And what's Jonah doing?
What does Jonah want to do?
There's no water for today?
There's no rain,
Rain. I will also help forage I will forage on my own accord for food and water.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, excellent. Let's do it. So let's start with navigation, which you have advantage on because you have assistance.
Did that work? It worked. Okay.
Okay. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's your mapping. Okay. No, don't. Oh my God, why? I just opened a program that I did not want to open. Get out of here.
God, Corey.
I meant to click on the other window and I clicked the shortcut on my desktop.
Oh no. It's all ruined now.
Oh, it's all over.
I can't believe you're playing Pillars of Eternity in the middle of our game.
So nobody's scouting? No, I'm just kidding. Aelin, you're scouting?
Yes, and I have the help from Gorthax.
Yeah, he's trying to help you.
Let's hope he's not completely useless.
Well,
I'm not completely useless.
All right, nobody's defending, so foraging. So Baz and Jonah are foraging separately for their own roles. Okay. So Baz, you go. We'll do alphabetical, sure. Baz, go.
Good job, Baz.
Yeah, that's good. It's a D6 plus wisdom and food and water.
Got that sniffer nose.
I was gonna say, it makes sense that you would find.
Sorry, Jonah. You, on the other hand, are unsuccessful in your foraging attempts. So yeah, Baz, D6 plus wisdom is what you find.
Yep.
5. So you only need one extra for Gorthax today. That's good.
Nice. I'll take that off. I'll mark it off.
And so I didn't say sorry because so at the beginning of the day, assuming you were in this where you think you are, I assumed you guys were moving into like that square, right?
Yes.
Assuming you're not somewhere else on the map, that's where you're trying to get to, anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Trying to go back around to the.
Okay. Morning. Okay, well, luckily, with the help of... You managed to determine that you are indeed back on track, Donna Quinn.
Yeah. Thank you, Archie, for helping me.
No problem.
Now this is fully the entire hex now. So the jungle has been getting darker. The wildlife less abundant today, as the trees, like you occasionally come across like just patches of trees that seem like dead or rotting a little bit here and there. You would come across probably like maybe a few carcasses of animals just like rotting out in the open on the ground and things. And in the morning passes without incident. However, no, we're not rolling on that table. That's not good. We'll roll on this table.
However.
I know. That's what you should name us at this one. The Mythal stuff. However.
Holy shit. Okay, so in the middle of the afternoon. Who's scouting? You're right. You rolled. Yeah. Okay.
Aelin.
So, Aelin, you and Gorthax are scouting. When you see, coming your party's direction, it's a little bit difficult to determine exactly which direction it's heading. But it's coming. It looks to you like it's going to, unfortunately, cut either right across or right along the path that you guys are trying to go, as you're heading through. There is a group of, as far as you can tell, at least quick estimate through the trees. Although because they're milling about in a rather spaced out horde. You count at least probably about like 60 zombies in just like this large kind of like shambling horde. They're spread out throughout the jungle in front of you. They seem to get... Now, you can't avoid them. They're moving awfully slowly. However, based on the roll you've got, if they decide to keep moving, the way you know that zombies don't need to sleep, they could overtake you by the morning. If you keep moving, you can't avoid them and keep on the heading you're going. But the next day, because you guys need to rest, to keep ahead of them, you might consider trying to move a bit faster to stay ahead of this horde, because it's heading in the same direction you guys are, trying to follow that ridge of the river. They might even hit that ridge and kind of get turned around. You're not really sure how dumb zombies are. Did they just walk off the edge? You're not, into the gorge. But yeah, there's a lot of them. There's at least 60 and probably more in the trees further on. But to find out exactly how many, you'd have to like get into the area of where they are and potentially be seen. So you can bring this information back to the party to determine what you want to do. Easy to avoid today, but might change your decision making for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, all that.
I mean, absolutely avoid for today.
Yes. I've had a thought, and I think that this is certainly a bad idea, and we won't do it, but I'm just going to say it regardless. Should we start a fire behind us? I mean...
Well, the problem is if it really is monsoon season, the second it rains, it's probably not going to stay going.
Yeah, and which is why it even occurred to me at all is that, I think the idea of intentionally starting a fire in a forest or jungle is abhorrent, but we know that it should rain soon.
So you're saying get some distance, start a fire line, and then keep moving,
so that
hopefully
when the undead horde reach that, they might say, "Oh, let's not go this way. Let's go another way," and then the rain comes down, and it puts it out.
I don't know much about plants. Donequin might be able to help more with this, but I feel like with such a heavily saturated, wet, moist climate, fire might not even catch.
It might not, but I'm throwing it out there as an idea.
Like, it's usually a very dry condition thing that starts a fire.
Now with the fire, won't make them go away, or would it draw them in that direction?
Oh, I don't think it would draw them in that direction. I mean,
bright light.
I mean,
Because right now they're just kind of walking wherever. It would be something
well,
that would be ordinary, right? That would draw
I
their.
think they're walking kind of wherever, but I think they're going to be. From what I could tell, it seems like they're generally moving where we're going to be moving as well.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter if we draw them in that way because it seems like they're already going that way. But if we put something that impedes them or distracts them or sends them in a different direction,
You might slow
maybe
them
that
down a little bit and
helps
so like
us.
that. You might try to go around it and take longer, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have one other bad idea,
Why is there so many bad ideas?
and that would be
Let's have good ideas.
to strip Gerald, cast the self-destruct, have him run for 10 minutes in the other direction, and then explode.
Or we could just go faster in the morning.
He'd go fast.
We could
yeah.
try, yeah.
We could
Yeah,
try to go
I
faster
think
and try and get back towards
faster.
us to where the river is, right?
If that fails, then maybe we use some of these other
Tricks.
ideas as
Not
a
a- yeah.
last
Yeah,
resort
okay.
type thing.
Because we're
Not a bad
uncertain until like the trains like that going on stuff, right? But
Hmm.
we can get faster.
I do think that the fire idea could only have a potential chance of working if we did it today, because it was such a dry day.
But one day is not going to affect
I know, and
whether it catches or not.
I'm saying
It could rain tomorrow. I
it's
see.
likely to rain.
Gotcha. So, if we can get some distance on them, Jonah, how far does your alarm
I
work?
don't have my alarm.
Oh, you don't have the alarm today?
Yeah, not till our next long rest.
Okay. Never mind then. Never mind.
Well, thanks for nothing.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Protection.
I
Even
just
I
thought
thought
that
that was harsh.
Yeah.
A
All
single tear rolls down Johnny's cheek.
Man.
Baz
So-
would never do anything to make Jonah cry.
So you guys
Intentionally.
carry on for today. And then
We're doing as
like I
best
said,
we can.
given the distances and the speed that they move, they're not going to catch you by the morning. It's just the next day they could catch up to you if you get slowed down for any reason. So
Sure. Okay.
So are you okay? So is there anything else to do today then?
Just
No,
make sure we set up camp in the trees in case
Yeah,
creatures come by.
that's good call.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah, I think that's about.
All right. Well, mark off anything supplies you need, insect repellent, etc. You had enough food and water for today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Baz
So-
found a bunch.
So
Do we need the
alchemy-
jug still, or do I?
I can do acid. I think.
I mean, it depends if it rains tomorrow. We're basically empty now. So if it doesn't rain tomorrow,
Well, no.
Right.
If our water skins are empty now, I would much rather use the jug too.
Yeah, you
So
would
it's-
have drank your water skins up throughout this day. So
yeah.
Yeah. Then I will definitely use
Use the jug
the jug
tonight
for
to fill
water
up.
to fill up skins.
Gotcha.
How much
So-
water did we find?
5.
Yeah, and so 5 plus the 8 from the jug, that's 13. That's how many water skins we have, right?
Well, but it was
Yeah,
light
but-
rain today, so
No,
we
it
should.
wasn't.
no,
It was no
rain.
rain
No
today.
rain.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, but how much water do
5
we go through?
5 and 8 is
You
13.
need 2 a day, and Baz needs 3 because of his armor.
Yeah.
Because it was hot.
Yeah. So 13 on the dot is what we need.
Wait. No, it was normal temperature today.
So don't we go through one wire skin?
Yeah, it's only double when it's hot, right?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Okay.
then yeah, the amount that I found plus the
Plus, we started with water today, right? Did we fill up less? Were we filled
Yeah.
up?
We went through
We
one water
started
skin.
full today.
Okay.
Yeah, each character requires 1 unit food, 1 unit water per day, or if the weather is hot, an additional unit. medium or heavy armor automatically needs an extra, whether it's hot or not.
So we went through 2 water skins throughout the party.
Yes, because we found 5.
Yeah. Yeah, Baz always needs 2, and on hot days needs 3.
Okay, so we're not empty then.
No, we're like half.
We're half it.
Either way, then I will use the jug to refill them.
Fill up the rest, sure.
Okay.
And then you start the morning fresh. Okay, the day dawns, 21st of Ches. The weather today, whoa, calm down, dice. As normal for the season temperature, it's not hot today, and
Damn.
It is heavy rain today.
Love that game.
Ethan!
I've never actually played it.
It was.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy rain.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
It's a mystery. Anyways, it is heavy rain today. That means no insect repellent needed, and your water needs are covered through the rain catchers. So that's a boon. Remember, heavy rain does impose that -5 on perception checks because it's difficult to see and hear in heavy rain.
Right.
What would this on the morrow when you wake up? Where are you trying to head? Just directly south into the southern hex south of you?
Yep.
Yeah, we're
keep
trying
you
to
along the river.
trying to make our way sort of back to the river, so because like back to the river every so often to see if it's still a gorge, sort of pinpointing.
Okay. And what speed are you gonna try to go?
Fast. Stay ahead of the zombies, right?
Yeah. I think we have to try and go fast.
Trying to
Okay.
go fast.
Yeah.
So
The rain's kind of fucking us.
So keep in mind that at fast speed, you suffer a further negative to your checks, and because you're portaging canoes, will require a con save for exhaustion.
Forgot about the fucking boats.
But it takes 2 people to portage a canoe, so only 4 of you need to worry about that. Gerald can do half of that, so only 3 of you need to actually make that check.
Good job, Gerald.
I use levitate on one of the canoes for 10 minutes. Is that going to help at all? Or is this too...
10 minutes wouldn't be enough to affect the day, unfortunately. It would need to be something that lasts for like the travel day, a significant amount of time.
I can help.
Oh, but
Gary.
I will have to take constitution checks?
It would be a
Some of
constitution.
whoever's carrying the
It's a constitution saving throw at the end of the day versus the exhaustion.
All right, let's see how many cinderberries we got.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to hand out cinderberries to the party.
Because we have it's heavy rain, so we've got lots of water for the day.
True.
So that's perfect, actually. Inspiration to Jonah.
Well,
No, but
no,
it's
The
only
berries,
for an
what, the
hour.
berries dehydrate you?
They do.
Yeah, they give +1 to con saves, but they dehydrate you, and you require 1 extra unit of water during the day.
But it's heavy water today, so we've got plenty of water.
Yeah.
So
How does
that's
the hour limit on it factor into it though?
so maybe just to one person.
I
people?
would
Maybe I
I
can
would
find some
still
more.
I would still allow it because essentially you can pop one of those berries near the end of the day when it's starting to really wear in. I think I would allow it. You're using up a resource, it's fine.
Okay, how many do I need to hand out?
so we need 3 constitution checks for whoever is carrying the boats.
Which
All right.
Baz would clearly.
Okay, so 1 to Baz.
I can help carry.
One to Aelin.
Like I say, my constitution on stuff is okay.
I
He's
think
okay.
Gorthax would step up. He's a strong guy. He's got
And
pretty.
one to Gorthak.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I'm actually pretty good too. Yeah, I'll give 3 berries to them.
Okay, so you're moving at a fast pace south. Let's go to the rolls. So Donna Quinn, are you navigating again?
I'll still navigate now, so yes.
I will help him
Okay.
again. We don't really need to forage for
Do we want to,
food and water today.
Yeah.
Maybe we skip that.
I was gonna suggest Jonah. Do you want to guidance the navigation just because we're trying to go fast?
Yeah, I was just gonna say fast pace confers -5 to perception and navigation. Foraging is not possible when you're moving at a fast pace.
And yes, I will guide them.
And then maybe, so Aelin, are you gonna scout? Are you scouting again?
Yeah, I can. It's gonna be
With
be tough.
advantage? Maybe you
Dragging a canoe?
Yeah, Well, I mean, apparently we've been carrying the canoes.
Yeah,
this
the
entire
canoe. It
time.
doesn't take a roll. It's just who's carrying it for the most. So if you're off scouting, you can still be carrying the canoe. You're just kind of like.
We can also.
It's a little weird.
We can also say I Tensor's floating disc in between while you go off and look, and then you come back and carry, and then, you know.
Sure, maybe you're on the one with Gerald. And Gerald doesn't need help with some of the easy stuff.
Yeah. I'm just there for show.
And,
No, I definitely want him to use the canoe as part of the scouting.
You see something
Up in the tree.
Okay.
Go away,
so-
just a canoe.
So, are you? Maybe you guys both scout separately, one with advantage,
Sure.
or do you want to defend? Because you
Why
can't
doesn't-
forage, so.
Yeah, I think. Why doesn't Gorthax help Aelin scout for hazards, and I will defend.
Okay. As the just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Sure.
And then Jonah will guidance the
Okay,
Donegal?
Navigation. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Good to go. So let's do navigation. You have advantage and plus 1d4 from the guidance.
So I just roll until I get normal, and then what? Just roll 1 by 4?
Yeah, and then we knock a -5 off of that for the fast pace, which I will do in the back end.
It's like that?
Yep, perfect.
Hopefully it was better than my last night. Where I was going.
All right,
Narrative that works.
then let's do the scouting for hazards. You have advantage. It's Gorthax. Cool, and then Baz is defending, right?
Mhm.
All right, and let's see what happens today.
Oh, and then we have to. Do we roll the d4 to see if we move?
Yeah.
At 2 squares instead of 1. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Just 1 sec. Okay. Your fast pace allows you to, even though you're moving fast, alright, let me uncover. Yeah, if you can give me a roll a d4. Sean's navigating, so if you can roll a d4 just out in the chat.
Hey.
That's
Alright.
good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that allows
Well
you guys
done.
that allows you guys to move an extra hex today. So by midday, you are here. Assuming you're just heading straight south, the river looks like it's just south of you.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, following
Yep.
the river.
You haven't scouted the surrounding terrain, so you don't really know what's.
We go south until we hit the river. And then
Yeah.
we follow it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Orgy.
when you reach this river, yeah, moving into this square, essentially, you near the end of the day, you get up to the edge, and all along, actually, I'm gonna move your thing back for a second, so you can see what's in the square, but you don't get accosted by anything by the time you reach this point. You're moving pretty fast, and you kind of like scouting ahead, Aelin. You will discover very quickly that moving south from here is going to be basically almost impossible, as like a very steep, precarious ledge of like jagged, sheer rock goes all the way down to like a small river. It's actually quite a large river, but from way up here it looks small. Of like, and it's like very rocky, like multiple waterfalls, like white like rapids, going down the relatively thin gorge. There's definitely no edge on either side down there to walk along at the bottom. It's just rock wall, covered in vines. But you can see, with that very good scouting roll, you can see that along the why doesn't it let me draw a friggin' arrow? Okay. See where this green pin is?
Yeah.
So I have moved it because it wasn't as far south as it actually you guys actually thought it was.
Yeah.
You can see just in the distance from the edge of this gorge here, and you could probably make it to it today given the pace you've been setting just by like skirting the edge. There is a very large stone bridge that spans the gap. It's a very impressive structure with multiple like large like 100-foot tall pillars that spans the entire gap. Getting closer would just be a matter of continuing along the ridge line. You can get to the edge of the bridge today, probably before nightfall, so you can get across the gorge, but before you'd have to make camp. Given how quickly you made it here today and with your fast pace, there's nothing. You don't encounter anything else. Scouting backwards, you can report that you seem to have lost the zombie horde. If you can get across this gorge, there's almost no chance they'd be able to catch up to you at that point.
Nice. I mean, we have to cross at some point, right?
Yeah. And the stone bridge seems sturdy and.
I mean,
from what I can tell.
It like I said, it's a few miles off down the gorge. So and with the heavy rain, it's hard to make out details, but it looks huge. You'd have to get closer to really be able to, gauge how safe it looks. But
yeah. That seems like the destination.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm into it. Let's go.
So you'll be in this square because you're kind of in that ridge line.
Sure.
Or hex. They're not squares.
We kind of skirt between the edges of the hex to get to where we're going.
Basically, yeah, that's how I interpret it. Yeah, these hexes are an abstraction of what you're actually doing,
Sure.
Sure.
But yeah, you're following along the river Olung towards this bridge. In the late afternoon, there is no, there's no encounter. By the time you get there, though, I will need you, the three that were doing the portaging at this speed. I'm going to need those con saves. You get that bonus from the Cinderberry. We'll see. I'll do Gorthax. Gorthax seems hale and hearty at the end of the travel. Aelin, you're fine. Yep, you're all good. No worries.
Woo! Good job, guys.
And I need to change the music.
You guys took into account also the +1, right? From your
That's on
Twinga?
there.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Jesus, +1.
Yours is... Oh, I see. +1, yeah.
I'm +2.
Ooh.
Chwinga.
Chwinga.
As you guys exit the... Not exit the jungle, but exit the from under the canopy and into this
so
rocky
glad to be
ledge.
out of this jungle.
Finally, we've left Chult.
Oh, no.
What? Monkeys in the laughing monkey place?
As you're getting closer and closer, the sound of numerous like monkeys screeching and chattering fills, even through the rain you can hear it. But as you get close and kind of skirt your way around, so you're at like the edge of this massive stone bridge, you can see the following. Do I have pictures of this?
Yeah, I think this bridge is going to be dangerous because there's going to be monkeys probably everywhere.
The bridge is made of monkeys.
Maybe. I feel like it's their base of operation.
Uh-oh, he's showing us a map.
It's so big.
It could be an image.
Every time, I swear to God,
It's so big.
It's huge.
every time I share an image or map, the first thing someone says is, "It's so big."
Well, of course.
No,
it's
this one is
I
like
know, because
exceptionally
Fancy
large.
Grounds always like zooms in like ridiculous amounts, and it drives me insane. That's okay. Let me get this. Can you guys see anything? It's all dark for you, isn't it?
It's complete.
All dark.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I need to put your lovely faces on the map so you can see it.
There we go. I love the zoom to fit button. That's my favorite.
Mhm.
It's the best button that
Oh,
there
yeah,
is.
that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
So you make the window the size, and then you hit zoom to fit, and it like zooms.
Whoa, Baz,
Baz is huge.
you're not 10 feet big right now.
Why do I have a circle around me?
Because you're in the ring. I don't know. I didn't draw that.
Whoa! I can see a door.
You can see a door.
Yeah, if I hover over the skull on the northern side, there's like a little symbol that says closed. It's a little door that says closed.
Skull on the northern side.
So like the crumbled.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
for some
think the
reason the
pillar-
crenellations are
Yeah.
doors.
Are doors.
that's weird.
It's
A what?
doors, and they're all open.
The crenellations, the little
The little.
Yeah.
Why would they do
I
that?
just like the word. I
Word.
say it again.
All right, let's. I put you guys all on there. That's roughly how you'll be because Gorthax and Aelin, you're carrying canoes, and same with you. And then what are you doing? Get out of here. And then you see that. So can you? Is this all? I need to switch to player view. Okay.
Man, Gorthax's picture is so much higher fidelity than ours.
Is it?
Hey.
Yeah.
I need to.
That's true. It's so much more. That's how weird.
Gerald's is pretty sharp too.
I'm gonna get this one too.
Yeah, it must be because they're from Corey and not us.
Oh.
Can you guys see the whole thing now?
No.
Nothing. I could see, and now I can't.
I can't see.
Why?
I can see me. Now I can see. But only, like,
Only line of sight.
line of
Mhm.
sight.
Sorry, guys. I'm having disable lighting. Does that help?
Oh, there we go.
It's better, but still line of
Better.
sight.
Still line of sight. But,
But
yeah.
no like
much-
fog of war.
No, yeah, no. Like, I can see very far.
Yeah, it was grayscale before.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. It doesn't let you. Oh my god. Whoever set this map up is a dummy. It's not what you're going to be using this for. Why would you set it up like this? There. Can you see it all now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's everything.
Oh, that's
Because there's
pretty
nothing that you shouldn't be able to see. You can see down the cliff. It's not a wall.
Ah, there's a big hole at the end.
Yeah, so there's a side view up
And
in
a
the top right of this
dinosaur.
map that you can see.
There's a dinosaur down there.
There is, in fact, there's a large brontosaurus that's kind of just waiting at the bottom there. Here there is some space in between where there's some jungle. There's like jungle canopy and light jungle down below, but it's like hundreds of feet drop and very sheer walls going down. And you can see that there is this large bridge. It seems to be as you come because you're coming in from the north here. Quiet, monkey.
It just wants attention. Stop. Just don't acknowledge it.
Okay. You can see that it's about like almost 20 feet wide with crumbling stone statues that all look like monkeys. I think they all look like monkeys. I closed the window. God damn it.
They look like monkeys on the image in the top corner.
Yeah.
The middle one's a little funky looking, but the rest look like monkeys.
Monkey.
Monkey. No, that's the. Oh my god. So disorganized, apparently. Open. drag that to the bar so when I close it again like an idiot, I can just open it again. Okay. So this is what you guys see. As you get closer, there's a few things that you'll notice. Number one, the monkeys chatter incessantly. But as they do so, and in the rain, oh yeah, there's rain.
Right, heavy rain.
Heavy rain.
There, it's raining. As the rain pours from the sky, the underneath is all these like heavy draping vines, and you can see monkeys are all kind of like clustered under them to take shelter from the rain, and kind of like hopping around and jumping around. Some of them larger than others. Like some of them are actually just as big as those ones that you saw in the jungle.
Oh no.
But mostly smaller monkeys. Occasionally they fight over some like fruits or whatever, or just run into each other and you'll notice that as the cacophony gets louder, the way that the gorge is kind of like echoing the sounds, every once in a while, a particularly long or loud monkey will kind of screech, and it kind of echoes, somewhat muted by the rain, but echoes into, it seems to be bouncing off the gorge in such a way to create like a cacophony of like almost like gloating gloating laughter.
Oh, monkey bastards.
Yeah, I bet they broke the bridge. Now they're laughing at us about it.
Why would they break their own bridge?
Can you guys see the rain?
No.
No.
Fuck, why not? Oh,
I can't stand the rain.
how about now?
It's my window.
No.
How about now?
And no.
No.
How
Yeah.
about now? How about now? How about now?
No.
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 No. Try,
How about you keep doing stuff and we'll let you know when we.
try one more time?
How about now?
Nope.
No.
Try
Which
one
one?
more time. Try again.
Now?
Nope. Nope. Try again.
No? How about
No.
now?
Nope.
Nope.
How about now?
I'm starting to think it's not actually raining.
How about now?
Monsoon season is
No.
not
Nope.
even.
Fuck it.
a,
So it's
Buckets.
raining hard. Just imagine. Use your
Buckets.
imaginations. If you really want to see what it looks like with the rain, look at the stream because it's there and it's showing.
Oh, yeah. So it is.
Yeah, and when this echoing laughter kind of reverberates back up the canyon, the monkeys suddenly like fall silent until it dies down, and then they kind of slowly start chattering again. And it's just kind of like this like cyclical thing, where it just kind of builds up till it gets loud enough that it starts echoing off the walls, and then the monkeys get scared and be quiet again. And you can see that. What else? So there is in the center a stone shrine at the midpoint of the bridge, above where the actual river is. It consists of an imposing statue of a Chultan warrior wearing a war mask. He's hunkered down in kind of a cat-like pose, as if he's ready to pounce. Like the monkeys elsewhere on the bridge, the carving is very highly stylized, and you can see that there are bright gems reflecting the sunlight in its eye sockets. There is a human skeleton crumpled at the statue's feet on the bridge, or a humanoid skeleton, I should say, but it looks human from here. Several of the bones are obviously broken, but it's impossible to tell from back here whether the injuries happened while the person was alive or were caused by scavengers after death. There are prominently carved into the bridge where all these monkey statues are, and the supports are symbolic-looking mazes, quite a few of them. And you guys are, of course, aware of the symbology of mazes.
Symbol of Uptown.
But
Are they the symbols of Uptown, or are they different?
they're not the specific symbols of Ubtao exactly, but they're
Okay.
very reminiscent of. But
Fair.
they're in lots of different configurations and carved throughout the bridge, like
Okay.
lots of them, not just one or two or three or four or 10. There's probably like dozens throughout, just carved all over the place. Yeah, so this is what you see, and of course at the far end there is some sort of like ancient road that disappears behind you, not even probably like 10 feet. The thick jungle and ferns completely overgrown it, but here you can see like the kind of very worn remains of what might have been at one point like actual like paving stones, and of course there is a rather large, about almost 20-foot gap where it's completely collapsed beyond the second support.
Okay.
Now, is this bridge even worth crossing with that big gap of us trying to get, like I was saying, if we want to cross it? How difficult would it be for us to get across that big gap?
That's a good question.
Like, is it even worth going over this bridge to try and do that? Like,
No.
like
I think it's
Yeah.
And honestly, wouldn't we just be crossing it to get to the side that we were avoiding
Put
doing?
this on here.
Well, no, we do want to be on that side.
At some point,
Ultimately.
we know that the monastery is on the eastern side of.
I get well, sure, but
But-
I figured that we would, cross over to that side, like closer to where
Yeah.
it is. We're still
Yeah,
quite.
but we don't. Well,
you
we don't
you
know.
don't know where it is.
We thought this gorge was way further south too.
I see.
So what we know about the monastery, at least on here, it's in a bluff overlooking a swamp somewhere east of the river, south of Ataaz Muhaha, which is what we're at. This is Ataaz Muhaha. But we know it's south of this and east of the river. That's all we know. It's on a bluff, so hopefully we can see it from a little ways away. Like hopefully we'll be able to. So it does say south of Ataaz Muhaha, so we could keep skirting this side until we're past the gorge and then try and cross. We just don't know what that's gonna look like either.
Well,
But we
And
have
if
the
it's-
canoes, so
Yeah, and if there's still gorge, we won't be able to cross. Like we would have to. There's a possibility that we have to go further south, cross, and then come back north.
yeah. But is that safer to do than
I don't
trying
know.
to jump a 20-foot gap?
well.
I mean, well, we have rope. We have like 500 feet of rope.
It's true.
yeah, I could get across.
I mean, two of
that
us
gap.
could get across easily. Jonah's got the flying potion. Or
Yeah,
is
and
that
I can always make some more flying potions.
remember, we have canoes as well.
I can fly for a minute. What I mean is if we wanted to get ropes across, we could get a couple people across to like tie off.
Tie them on to something.
Yeah.
I could get if I took the flying potion, I could get the canoe across.
But
And I can
also,
also levitate the canoe.
there are also these monkeys
There is monkeys.
that we are definitely going to attract stuff like that by going across this bridge for sure. Right. While we're waiting, going on stuff, I will be watching the monkeys and stuff like that, and trying to figure out stuff like when they're like decipher like their noises and their motor things like that. While we're kind of waiting on stuff, trying to decipher like the sounds they're doing to see how they are,
See if you can glean anything.
just to see if they're like hostile, stuff things like that, if they're like agitated or different things like. Just while we're trying to decide what we're doing, and I can study them as well.
The house comes there.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can as well. You can give me an animal handling that's used to decipher beasts as well. See how nice 21.
Very nice.
Yeah. I mean, watching the monkeys for a while, you can kind of understand. They don't seem to be like overtly hostile. Some of them are curiously watching this group of strangers near them, but most of them are just kind of underneath. A lot of them are pretty small and don't look dangerous to you. Some of the bigger ones could be dangerous, but they don't seem all that interested. They're just, it seems they just kind of like probably just live here, just because of the environment. They can just live under the bridge like this, in relative safety. And yeah, a lot of them seem to be just either curious or occasionally, when, like I said, when the laughter kind of reverberates off the canyon and creates that kind of like cacophony of echoes, they all kind of quiet down, and they all just seem like scared for a moment and just kind of like looking around until they realize that there's no actual like monster. And then they start yammering again. So you don't get the sense that the monkeys are super dangerous. Maybe if you were like underneath the bridge trying to swing on vines or something, they could pose a hazard, but they don't. You're muted. Sean, you're muted.
Probably helps. But they didn't say too much. I'd like to also study them to see if they're like very protective on stuff of like territory, like if they're very territorial, things like that as well. See if I can figure out anything about them, since I don't know if I've seen them or not.
You could also do a nature check, see what you know about monkeys.
I'd guide them.
Sure.
Don't know too much
Nice.
about them.
21.
No, I don't know too much about monkeys. Just a little.
Yeah, you know that in general, more bigger apes, like gorillas and things, and like mandrills and stuff, can be very territorial. The monkeys you're seeing here, no, maybe against other monkeys and things, but against like larger creatures, no. You're pretty confident these wouldn't mess with you. Not a group of you like this, well armed and large as you are.
Okay. So now I guess it just depends if we think it's be easier also just to traverse that and just forego going south and possibly also backtracking back up. But that would save us a lot of time if we think that we could do that also fairly easily.
Well, like I said, if Jonah has the ability to make me fly for 10 minutes,
You could probably carry everyone but Donnaquin across.
yeah.
I think
I can
jump
make it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could also jump it for sure. But in terms of like carrying the boats, I can definitely do that.
And I can make 2 people fly. So I could give one to Donnaquin, one to Baz.
And I mean, if it's for 10 minutes, I don't have to get everyone in one go.
No, I know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. By going back and forth, I just wasn't sure if you could lift that very heavy turtle shell.
Sure. I mean, Donnaquin is almost certainly not as heavy as the boat, right? Actually, I don't know.
Like the
Maybe not.
canoes?
Yeah. No, actually.
Got to be lighter than
I'm way heavier on stuff. Way heavier.
He's like 400 pounds, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Like,
But even
I
still,
can pick up a canoe like Sean. So,
but even still, Baz can do it because I can get big, and that makes it so my carrying capacity, lift capacity, is higher than it even already is. And I.
So if we want to cross, we can do it.
From a meta perspective, if it does require a check, I get advantage.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
I toss Baz the potion of flight.
So my only other concern is the statue in the middle there.
Yeah. Do you want to go take a look?
I would like to take a look.
Well, we're going to be going by it anyway, so we might as well take a look at it.
Do one of you want to look at the bodies too?
Yeah, it's the body in front of it. It's got fancy eyes that haven't been looted, which seems weird to me.
Does it seem a little
the
suspect.
body has fancy eyes.
No, the statue has gemmed eyes, right? You said it had gems in the statue's eyes, right? Yeah.
All that's left in the bodies is just fancy eyes.
I mean, it's kind of gross.
Right? Just looking at you with those.
I have special eyes.
I will rephrase. The statue has gems for eyes, which, given the amount of looting we've seen and how open this is, feels a little bit odd to me.
It could be trapped for sure.
Am I able to identify what those gems are from here? Or do we have to get closer?
From here in the rain, you would have to definitely get closer to have any clue.
Let's let's
So
take a
let's
look.
just
If it's real bad, I mean, we can just bail and
Yeah.
Sure.
keep heading south.
Okay.
I love the monkeys.
The monkeys.
Sorry.
Actually, you are. I hate you. I hate you.
Look with your special eyes.
It is just creepy.
My
My
brand.
brand.
All right. So, would Baz like to go first
Oh,
to
sure.
look for traps?
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah. You're big and strong, and I'm small and squishy. I want to take a good look at the statue, but I have to get up to it to be able to do
Yeah,
anything
I
useful.
will walk forward along the bridge in this general direction. You can stop me if I don't get this far. And
I would
along the
probably
way, I will be looking around for danger.
Sure.
I would probably say about 20 feet behind Baz as he moves across, so wherever about 20 feet behind him.
Anybody else? Okay. Annan's going too. Dutton, Quinn,
Yep.
Jonah.
20 feet behind Aelin.
Okay.
20 feet is a long ways, so you have to move backwards.
Oh, I'll be next to Aelin then. I'll just be next. I'll be there.
Okay. What about you, Shen? Gorthax basically says, like, should I wait here and just watch the canoes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Good.
We just want to
'cause
make sure
I don't
it's
want
safe.
to. Yeah.
If anything dangerous happens and we need to fight or something, help out. Great.
He gives you a stoic thumbs up. Okay, Baz, yeah, you're making your way across. Slowly, just normal speed.
I'm walking. I'm looking around. Like, anything sus about all this shit?
Well, there's definitely lots of mazes, and so when you get to like near the edge here, so everybody else can position themselves where they are when Baz gets to that point. Baz looking down, so this whole area between where the monkeys are, both in front of, to the sides, and presumably behind, although you can't actually see the squares right behind this because the statue blocks it, is all covered, like the entire thing is covered in an intricate like maze-like pattern.
Be
On
careful.
the floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
The floor, and like the actual like edge as well, which is only like a couple feet tall, by the way. It's not like a big tall edge. It's only a few feet tall, so it's...
Oh, good. So easy to fall off. Gotcha.
Yeah, if someone like shoved you, you could probably fall over it pretty easily.
Okay, good to know.
Where does that maze-like pattern on the floor start?
Literally the square next to where Baz is, all the way over to, not that square, to here.
I'm assuming you tell us.
Yeah.
That you
It's like,
see it?
okay, so there's a maze on the floor. How wide is the channel of the maze? Is it like a finger? Is it a foot?
It's not wide enough to walk through, that's for sure. It's like
Yeah,
an intricate
gotcha.
pattern of mazes, and there's also quite a bit of like moss and lichen covering parts of it, so you can't see the full extent of the maze without like clearing some of the lichens off, which you can't reach without stepping onto the maze. But you can, it's a pretty complicated like maze-like pattern. You also, from this distance, now that you're closer, Gorthax just stands back here. He's not even going to go on the bridge yet. You can also...
What does he know?
What does he know? He's guarding the canoes! He's literally guarding... Your canoes are sitting right here.
We're all just like...
But you can also see now that the gems in in this warrior man's eyes. So it's wearing like this war mask, but like it's not wearing like an actual mask, but it's carved to look like it's the figure's wearing a war mask. You can see that the gems in its eyes have the symbol of Ataaz carved into the gems. Aelin, you could wait. You have some ability to let you appraise gems.
I can
right?
identify the value of the gems. Yeah.
Just automatically.
Yep.
Okay, those gems, they are rubies. You're pretty sure. You'd have to actually handle them to be absolutely certain. But given the size of them, those rubies are probably worth about 500 gold pieces each. It would require climbing on this up the statue to get them, because the statue is 10. The little dais is well, it's not that high. The statue is only probably like 15 feet. I think. Does it say? I think it's about 15 feet. It's like a 5 foot. Yeah, it's like a five. It's like a
It's
5.
like 20 feet base.
Yeah, it's like 15 feet tall. So it would require a little bit of climbing to get up there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You want to?
Well, I mean, we may want, tracing the symbol in the eyes may be something we need to do.
Yeah. Can I kneel down and just get a look at like where the maze on the floor starts, just to see if I can discern if it's like, if there's any sort of like pressure thing with it, or if it's just it seems like full stone, or just to see if there's any sort of difference between what I'm on and the stuff that's carved. I.e., I'm checking it for traps. Sort
Sure.
of deal. Like I'm trying to see if I can.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So looking at this, you don't see any sort of like mechanisms or pressure plates or anything. It seems to be this maze is just carved into the stone itself. It's only not even an inch deep into the stone.
Okay.
But yeah, it covers, like looking it over with a 20. You can see. Yeah, you can't see a way through. Like if you were to trace a way through this maze, you can't. You can see where you probably could start, but there's multiple starting points on all 4 of the squares in front of you. Multiple ways to enter the maze that kind of like entwine. And because of the moss and lichens, you can't really see what the optimal path is through unless you cleaned it off. But
Sure.
you can at least get to the foot of the statue before, like if you were tracing, you could get to the foot of the statue at least. But you wouldn't know which side to go past on without clearing the lichens off.
With the rain coming down, does it seem like it's collecting in any individual channels or moving? Like, is there, a grade to it that has the water moving through it, or is it just kind of still?
It's just kind of still water with little, as the raindrops hit it, the little splashes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the whole thing is that this isn't curved. Hold on. Yeah, it is kind of curved. So yeah, it would. I guess it would be slowly kind of running towards you and then back and falling over the edge. Any loose water, just because of the curve. Because the statue's right at the apex, right?
I could trace to the statue. I don't know if it'll do anything. I don't know if it's just. It could just be decorative.
Well, we could also maybe clear off the lichens with a little fire. Try that. Anybody opposed to that idea?
I'm not.
I could. I could clean it as well. A foot at a time. Perfectly pristine.
Right, but Jonah wants to burn them off.
Right, I know.
I will try that first.
I mean,
I
have
send a bolt of fire at the nearest lichen.
Yeah, but you guys want to back up?
No.
The firebolt streaks past you guys and incinerates the patch of lichen, clearing the space effectively. The lichens do not have the hit points to withstand the gout of flame.
I will continue doing it till something happens or someone tells me to stop. I will continue clearing lichen.
Sure. Well, you can reach because you got a lot of range on those fire blasts. So the Lycan's not attempting to dodge, so you have as long as you want to blast away. No problem, leaving some scorch marks. It doesn't damage the stone whatsoever. And you're able to at least clear, like I said, maybe not the back portion because you can't really get an angle on it, but you're able to clear the sides and front of it pretty easily.
Cool.
Which allows you to see the full maze. It's complicated, but not undoable to trace a pattern through.
Archie,
I can.
do you want to try? I think it's
can-
worth it.
I'd like
Yeah.
to get to the statue to at least be able to try and trace the ones up there
Yeah.
and the eyes. So should I do the whole thing across? Should I trace the whole thing to the other side, or should I trace to the statue?
Well, go to the
Does it
statue, see what
end-
happens, and then go to the other. Or we can't go all the way to the other side, but
I will trace along the floor to the statue.
And I'll stand there kind of sword in hand, ready to see something happen.
Sorry, I'm just reading something.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Oh, boy.
so. Galen, how much do you
Your
think those
sister's dead.
gems are worth?
I mean, if I had to guess, probably like
Whoa,
500
whoa,
a
Hey, give me,
piece.
250.
whoa. What were the things?
While I'm in the back, Corey,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna try and look at the statue on stuff to see if I can figure out on stuff if I recognize on stuff like the figure that it is.
Yep,
And
you do. I think yeah, so it is, as far as you can tell, although it's humanoid in form, this is definitely a depiction of Ataaz. You've seen him depicted in similar forms before.
okay, I will make sure to tell the party on stuff that for sure, and so that in case they didn't know.
Oh,
They
I
recognize
thought his face isn't his face supposed to be a maze?
He's got a mask on.
the math,
Oh.
so that might be underneath. And second on stuff, I'd like to use my steady beast on stuff on the bigger monkeys when I see them. Just study on stuff the monkeys.
Sure. Give me a nature check.
And yeah, that's what I'll be doing on stuff. And I am staying back as well, and so I'm not going fully. I'm going to stay back on stuff. So I'm with the fish, so I did as well. I'm not too far.
Okay. Remember there was 9 god shrines that were supposedly to open the gates of Omu?
Yeah.
Remember? One of them was at Ataaz Muhaha. There was a reference to its location for Wango. I don't know if that connects to monkey, but one of the 9 gods was monkey.
Maybe.
It could be this.
But this is Obtao.
But there's monkeys all surrounding it. So maybe this is the Wango shrine. This is
maybe
the monkey shrine.
Each of the. I don't know.
Like
Could be.
either way, I will. Yeah. So if I'd like to trace the.
How's that skeleton look?
How does this skeleton look? Actually, now that I'm here.
Hold on. Let's slow down. So, first of all, you're trying to get to the statue tracing this maze. That's going to take some time, and it will require what role is this? It's an intelligence check. It's not any particular skill. It's just intelligence, trying to decipher the maze.
Great.
Which Archie, man, mazes no problem. So
Big
you can
brain.
you trace your way all the way. You can see from here when you get to the base of the statue. Now remember, you know that whenever you've encountered mazes before and traced it, you have to trace continuously from entrance to exit, without stopping or lifting your finger. So right now you're at the base, and you can see the path along the north side that leads beyond the statue.
Okay.
If you want to
There's
stop
nothing
here and
that-
do something else, you can, but you can't take your finger off if you want to keep tracing.
Right. So I'd like to keep my finger on, take a look at the bones that are right here. Just like, I'm assuming I'm pretty close. There's not a lot of room here, right?
Yeah, they're like basically at your feet.
Yeah. And the maze on the floor, it doesn't lead to the statue at all, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
The path that you're tracing leads north around the statue on the floor.
Okay. So I'll take a look at the bones, and then I will probably continue explaining my reasoning.
Yeah, I mean, they are humanoid bones. If there was any gear or equipment, it has long since, it has long since rotted away. These bones look old. You can give me a medicine check to try to learn anything about what happened to the creature. You're fairly certain. Again, it's humanoid bones, but you're not. Yeah.
Hey guys, they're dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of broken bones here. Whether they occurred before or after. Actually, does it say? The bones. The bones.
I eat the bones.
Yeah, you're fairly certain they're human, but you're not 100% on that. But you're not sure whether they're male or female either.
Sure.
But
They're bones.
given the size, they're definitely adult humanoid bones. And you don't know exactly what killed them, but there's a lot of broken bones. But like I said, it's hard to tell whether scavengers could have broken them after death or what actually killed him. You don't know.
Or her.
Or her.
Fair enough. No, never mind. Okay, I am going to continue tracing across because I'd like to finish the maze before potentially stepping back normally. I don't want to lift my finger until I finish it, just in case.
Okay.
Better to be safe.
So
I would do that.
Easy enough. You can trace your way and exit the maze on the other side.
Is there anything interesting about the back of the statue?
Just the back of the statue. Looks like the back of a man crouched in a attack pose, like he's about ready to pounce.
Well.
But nothing. There's no magic flares. Nothing actually happens as you move past.
I'm just gonna try stepping back onto it.
Like there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take like a step and just see if anything does anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Well,
I will walk back around and again hope nothing happens.
Sure.
And now I will go and look at the statue.
Well, is anybody else doing anything during this time?
I'm just keeping watch.
So I was like, I don't know if you individually want to trace it, but that's the path.
Sorry, Andre, what were you?
I said I'll move up too. Just to be there.
Once she comes back.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything while Archie was tracing?
I will trace one of the other paths. Didn't you say there were multiple entrances, multiple exits?
Yeah. Yeah, you can try. Make a intelligence check. See if you can make your way through. There's multiple exits on the other side too. So.
I'll guide myself too.
Nice.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah, Jonah, you trace a path that kind of winds around a bit longer and more arduous than Archie's, but you do manage to find your way out to the other side as well, without any difficulty. So I just want clarification on timing here. Were you doing that while Archie was tracing as well, or waited till she comes back and then did that?
No, when Aelin stepped up. Once Aelin crossed the threshold, I would have let me try this path.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check as well? Just want to see if. Actually, no, I don't need. Sorry, not you. Liz, can you give me a perception check as you come up around the corner? I just want to see if you notice something. Yeah.
Not
Jonah,
not that there's anything to notice. Just that, you know.
okay, Jonah. Yeah, you managed to trace your way out to the other side without an issue. It takes you a little bit of time to do that, but only like a couple minutes. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I would like to take a much closer look at the statue.
Statue's right in front of you. It is a crouching stone-carved statue of a man with a stylized, kind of exaggerated, like I'm gonna pounce kind of cat-like pose, wearing some sort of mask, and the only thing you can see on the mask is it's got two what looks to be ruby eyes.
Okay. There's no writing or anything anywhere.
Not that you can see, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. You said it was like 15 feet tall.
About that.
Aelin, do you want to climb up and do it, or? I'm bad at climbing. I could cast spider climb on myself.
I mean, I'm not that great at climbing. You're probably better at it than I am.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to climb up there with you, and maybe, I don't know, if we have to trace the symbols, maybe we have to do them at the same time or something.
Oh, that's smart. Look at
I'm
you.
just-
I'd like to. No, that sounds like a good idea. I like it. Okay. Let's climb up together.
Brother and sister climbing together. We're gonna trace the eyes on this guy.
Climbing up, Uptow. Hope he doesn't kill us.
You guys start climbing. If you can give me both athletics checks.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh God, why?
Okay. Archie, you make it up there pretty easily. Aelin, you struggle. And by the time Archie's where the gem is, you're still trying to like, you're doing that thing where you know you go to start to climb, you're like, yeah, maybe here. No, that's a little slick.
No, gotta try. Yeah, different route. Yeah. Hang on, and I step back, kind of. Okay.
Archie, from up here, you notice that the eyes, in that you're right next to here, they look a little different than they did from the ground.
Oh.
But you're not sure. Like, they maybe look paler than they did from the ground. Like, not quite as vibrant red. Like, they're kind of like a rosy pink from up here.
Hey, Baz.
Yeah.
What color do the eyes look like to you?
They look more like a ruby red.
Ruby red? Huh. When I get closer, they're like a light rose color.
That's peculiar.
Tis. Do gems
I-
usually do that, Aelin?
Yeah, would I have any insight into what that may be?
Probably. I mean, it could suggest impurities in the gem that are only apparent on closer inspection. But you'd have to get up there to really know.
Oh, I thought, yeah. Well, I'll climb up there and try and get a better look.
Jonah, at this point you've made it through the maze with nary a scratch or stub toe.
Do I need to roll another athletics check?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no problem. This time you're able to scramble up the rest of the way without issue.
I just had to take a better look at it.
From up here, looking at the gems, Aelin, you are fairly certain that these gems are common rose quartz, not rubies. They're probably worth about 50 gold, not 500.
Hmm. That's fancy and magical. While Aelin was climbing up, is it possible for me to have casted Detect Magic? Like, while I'm holding on here, is it possible for me to cast a spell?
Does Detect Magic have...
It's verbal somatic.
Yeah. I think...
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, you could try, but you know, you're not really... there's not really any good place to like stop holding on. So if you try to cast a spell using, there's
Do you
a
need
chance
both
that you could. Typically, yes.
Okay.
Well, typically you need a free hand, but even so, I would say if you want to attempt it while holding on to the statue, you can, but there is a chance that you might lose your grip and potentially fall.
I'll wait then. I will wait. But yeah, when Aelin gets up here, you want to try and...
Yeah, is the maze is still visible in the gem?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty small. It's just like a little maze, about this big.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
We will attempt to...
We're tracing the maze.
Each other's mazes.
Look out. Or something.
All right.
Yeah, i.e. keep an eye out to see if anything happens.
Never stop.
Okay, you're tracing the maze. If you guys can give me intelligence checks, both of you. Are you trying to be synchronized, by the way, or just individually?
I mean, I think like vaguely synchronized.
Vaguely, yeah. Like we're not like we're sort of going at the same time, and then
Use your special
we'll end where we end.
twin
Sure.
mental
Okay,
powers.
give me intelligence checks.
Okay.
Twin power activate.
Why
could be
can't I
worse.
do checks? There we go. Fuck.
Okay.
Right.
Aelin completes the maze before Archie slightly.
Oh,
Not super fast, but it's a pretty easy maze. And when you guys finish,
I won.
both of the gems, one after the other, only a few seconds behind. Both of the gems kind of like illuminate. And for those of you down on the ground, you see what looks like two separate paths. Kind of illuminate on the ground, showing you how to trace your way through the maze past the statue.
Is did me and Jonah take those ones?
Yeah. Wow.
What can I say? Both of you guys succeeded.
Woo!
Okay. Oh, that's. So we think that if someone tries to cross the bridge without tracing the maze, something bad will happen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That would be my assumption.
Maybe. Or no, because Aelin
Well, but
got...
Aelin only stepped up to the
I didn't
statue.
cross. Yeah.
He hasn't crossed past it yet.
It could mean
So
for another place altogether, not necessarily here at all. Like another temple or something like that on stuff. It could be like a map on stuff for somewhere else, another destination too.
Interesting.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna-
what, but like another temple on stuff.
It could have something to do. If this was the shrine, could it have something to do with the Omu thing? Remember the 9 shrines, i.e., are supposed to lead the way, or like open the way. I think is how we phrased it.
Could be. Why don't you sketch what those paths are?
Yeah. Hey, hey, Baz, you want to hold the boat over me so I can draw without getting wet?
Sure. No problem.
I do think if we're going to cross here, though, if we've just you should still trace the ways just to be safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop down and then start tracing one of the lit paths.
I will go back to where
Open the gates.
Gorthax is, and give him the skinny on what all this maze business is, and yeah, they'll pick up one of the boats.
Gorthax
Lug it
like,
on over.
So what do I have to do here? What's going on? I gotta trace a maze.
Yeah, there's like a maze path on the lit up on the stone. Just run your finger across it, and we assume that if you do that, nothing bad will happen. And
didn't you already trace both of them?
Sure,
yeah.
but we don't know if it's
Individual.
Each individual person needs to do it. It's
Just being safe. Okay.
yeah, exactly. It might as well. It doesn't take that long.
Berthax kind of shrugs. He's like, yeah, okay, so we gotta trace this while carrying the boat?
Trace the person.
I think maybe if we trace it, then we're kind of okay to cross.
Hopefully.
Seems that way.
Yeah, all right. And kind of like starts heading over there. I guess I'll do that then.
I'll start bringing the boats over here, and yeah.
I would like to try and make a rough sort of sketch of which way each line goes, just on a piece of paper.
Sure. Easy.
Just yeah. Thank you.
Let's see how bright is Gorthax.
We'll guide him.
I mean, isn't it?
Jonah yells, "Follow the light!"
Follow the
your finger.
Line.
No,
Okay.
not your toe.
Okay, he starts tracing. He gets like 5 feet in, and then he kind of stops. Kind of looks up at you guys, and he's like, just for clarification, am I allowed to lift my finger? I don't think so,
No.
right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Good thing I thought about that for a second. Realized that maybe that might, like magic doohickeys and kind of just grumbles, keeps going.
Rah, rah, rah.
That magic bullshit.
He's like, I did it. Now what? He's like, oh shit, the bridge is out.
Yeah. Fine, we think we can get across.
We're gonna get there.
He's like, yeah, this doesn't look too hard. I could probably jump this.
Sure.
Then he kind of like looks down like this large drop under rocks, and he's like, but maybe we rig up some sort of like bridge or something.
A pulley system.
Oh, where we're going, we don't need bridges.
Where
are we
Where are we
going?
going?
The sky.
Can we assume that everyone makes it past the statue when we bring the boats across? Does that work?
I don't know. Does everybody trace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Sean, do you trace your way across?
Oh.
I will, yes. Sorry, that once they start.
Just double checking, just in case.
After I've drawn it, I would like to cast detect magic just to see if anything else pinged on the floor or on the statue while we're around here just before we leave.
Are you detecting magic with a ritual or as the
Nope.
spell?
Nope, I'm just casting it.
Okay. The statue and the maze light up. The maze lights up with divination magic, as do the eyes of the statue. The statue itself lights up with transmutation magic.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I think it means that if you don't do the right thing, the statue crushes
Comes
you.
alive and kills you, maybe?
We could ask that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like thumbs up and do. Great.
Get across this gap.
Gorthax looks at you, Baz, dragging the canoe or whatever, and he's like, "So what? We're gonna throw it? What? What do we do?"
Nope. Okay, so stand back, and I'm going to first knock back that
The party shoot, but yeah.
experimental elixir of flight.
No.
It's actually a polymorph. You turn into a chicken.
Jonah!
A hawk swoops down. Oh, Baz!
All right, so it really was unidentified potion. What happens to Baz?
Oh shit!
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. My heart. I
Oh
mean,
my
that potion's
God.
great. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And then I will I'll set my backpack down, and then I will activate my Giant's Might. Getting nice and big. Now, this is not an invitation. This is not a hostile action. Me getting big, hopefully.
The Winter Wolves attack!
They also said
Out of the forest.
All the monkeys.
they were unlikely to attack on of large creatures, so it's probably even less of a chance now. You're more intimidating.
The monkey swarm.
And then I'm just gonna pick up each of the boats one by one and slowly fly them across, or
So-
attempt to anyway.
Basically, you're just you're attempting to ferry everything across.
Ferry everything across one thing at a time. It's a little bit slow going, but it's not that far back and forth. That doesn't seem like it should be that big of a problem. But I wanted to get the heaviest stuff first because I only have my Giant's Might for a minute, but I can fly for 10 minutes.
Okay. So, Gerald after the boats?
Do you think Gerald is heavier than Donequin?
No.
Nope.
Well, the difference is that Jonah said he could make another flying potion if needed. Gerald can't.
Well,
Gerald
you've already
uses
taken this. Are you
his-
going to take the time to debate this here?
No,
Okay. It only lasts a minute, so. Who
Yeah.
did you grab?
I grabbed Gerald, Donequin, and then, but yeah, my Giant's Might will probably have worn off by that point. But even without the Giant's Might, I can carry everyone else. Yep,
Whoa.
I'm now tiny. I'm now a little babby.
Yeah, Betty does.
I'm gonna cook you a meal.
Barthek's like, I can make it! Jumps and falls to his death. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, one less millipede.
And then once I got everyone across, I will go back, pick up my backpack, fly across, and be like, "Wow, flying is pretty convenient."
I liked when you were big. You looked almost like a dragon.
And then all the while I'm
Dragon
flying,
bass.
I'm flapping my ears.
Like Dumbo.
See, I told you the elephant that Loxodon can fly. I just need to put a little feather in my trunk.
Well, with some
That's amazing.
with the power of flight, you guys have crossed over to the west side of the canyon. No, you haven't. The east side of the canyon.
And the
It's
orcs.
like, oh
swarm
shit, we're still on the other side.
Ambush.
As you're
Yeah, really
landing,
turned around.
you take a glance over at the crumbled statue, or the crumbled bridge across, and you see a figure stumble out of the woods and literally just pitch headfirst over the edge of the canyon, falling down hundreds of feet to splatter on the rocks below. A moment later, you see the figure twitch and stand back up, and keep kind of shambling at the bottom of the gorge.
Guess those zombies were closer than we thought.
No, we were sticking around and did a few things here as well, right? So I had time to.
But we went at a fast pace.
I know, but we've been here on stuff doing stuff for a while too, on stuff, right? So they've been walking on stuff the entire time that we've been here too. But that's okay.
It's a good way to lose them.
Good thing on stuff we sped up then.
Yeah.
Good.
Still think maybe we should get a move on.
Yep, I agree.
If those zombies try to cross over that bridge, who knows?
I kind of want to
Oh,
see. I wish it
yeah.
hadn't fallen off. I wish it had stumbled across.
yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, it's one zombie. You don't know if the whole horde's there. Just one kind of stumbled out.
All right, let's heading out.
I wonder,
Huh?
I wonder if the statue kills animals. Like, what if a bird just...
Do you want me? I could test it with my
No.
little baby
No,
bird.
I don't think we
Well,
should.
I mean, Gerald didn't trace it, and he's fine.
Yeah, he's not alive.
Oh man, how
Technically.
big of a dick would I be if I'd made Gerald set it off?
You could
You
have.
mean set nothing off?
I mean, there was
He's
nothing there, obviously. It was
Yeah.
just a...
Just for flavor.
It was just a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Or no, red herring. what's it?
Yeah, red herring.
Yeah.
All right. You guys didn't succumb to your base desires and pry the gems out of the sockets.
I mean,
either.
not when we found out they weren't rubies.
Fucking rose
We're
quartz.
gonna
What am
risk
I?
our lives for.
All
What am I?
I'm saying is
Elbow?
the ability to know exactly what they are just by sight when you're up close. Otherwise, you might not have known exactly and thought they were much more valuable. Either way, you guys have successfully navigated this strange bridge. Compared to everything
Yay.
you've seen out here, like obviously, like the size and durability of this bridge speaks. You don't know if it was. Yeah, you imagined this close. It must have been probably built by the ancient Mezroans at one time, or maybe another lost civilization. Who knows?
Indeed.
Well, do I have any idea roughly of the age of it?
It would probably land. Yeah, it would land within the time that you knew Mezro existed.
Cool.
So.
I could I could probably tell you how old it is at least.
I literally just answered that.
But Baz could too.
Great.
Because I've got stone. I've got stone cutting.
You get the same answer then. Yeah. You come to
I
the same
can-
conclusion.
I can ascertain the original purpose of a rune.
The purpose of this was to get across the gorge.
Determine its builders, whether they were dwarves, elves, human, Yuan-ti, or some other known race. In addition, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old.
Well, this was built by human hands, it seems, as far as you can tell. Not a Yuan-ti ruin.
Not a Yuan-ti rune. Suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious. Humans here.
My jungle.
Good job, guys. You've crossed the gorge of Ataaz Muhaha with nary a scratch.
I'm gonna take a quick 15 or whatever thing.
Quick break. A break.
Let's do it. And from here, you guys can figure out, now that you're not in undead territory, where if you can make it to Kirsabal.
I really half expected you to be like, and the orcs jump out of the jungle of the east side. Come on!
Lure him back across the bridge.
All right, we will take a break here, and we'll come back for part 2. So, yeah, let's say 25 after-ish.
Sure.
Okay.